Power 102 and Boom Champions 94 thanks all who donated to our fellow nationals affected by the recent flooding. Because of your outstanding generosity, we are continuing to accept your donations at our warehouse at 88 Edward Street, Port of Spain, between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday.
There you go.
Items needed include non-perishable foodstuff, clothing, toiletries, cleaning materials, diapers, and school books. We thank you for your generosity. Your kindness and patriotism are greatly appreciated. This is TNT. Together we aspire, together we achieve. Want to get your products and services out to more customers? How about getting more people into your store? Does your brand need a boost in exposure? Then radio advertising on Power 102 is the solution you've been looking for. With packages tailored to your needs and a team to create the ideal radio ad, the choice is clear. Power 102, empowering you. So call us today at 62-POWER, that's 627-6937, and ask to speak to a client advisor about your ideas and brand. We are Power 102, empowering you and your business today.
Junior.
Just my size, is the
You need that.
for full figure.
Well, you know.
We're located 11 Eastern Main Road, Tuna Puna. There we have tops, dresses, jewelry, costume jewelry, hot Beyonce style. Where you going for plus size diva girls? Just my size.
Can you carry that key? Yes, it's Power 102.1 FM's Beyond Karaoke Competition. Every Thursday, think you can sing better than the average Joe? Let's go. Share your talent. Get up close and personal with Gaylan and the Ultimate DJ Shane every Thursday from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. at a popular karaoke location. Lots of fun and prizes to be won. Beyond Karaoke starts Thursday, November 8th at the Rush Bar and Lounge, Takariwa. Beyond Karaoke, right here on Power 102, empowering you. Sexplosion is on Power 102. And now on new days and at new times. The country's most informative sex education program, Sexplosion, is on every Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. and Fridays from 9 p.m. to midnight with Dr. Raj, the guru of sex in the Caribbean.
A lot of times we think that sex is totally below the waist. It is not below the waist. It starts in the brain. The largest sex organ that you possess is your brain.
Tune in for discussion on all sexual matters. Sexplosion on Power 102. Empowering you.
Well, taking our time, it's now 29 minutes after 9 o'clock inside Sexplosion on this Friday evening with the guru of sex education, Dr. Raj. And may I remind you that this program may contain material that is not suitable for children. Parental guidance are therefore advised. Yeah.
Yeah, so getting back to what we were discussing when we were talking about the three systems that we have within our body that does this cleansing and circulation and sending information from one part of the body to the other. And when information is being sent through the nervous system, it's milliseconds. So the minute you think about something or you hear something, it's processed in the brain simultaneously and you get an erection right away, and you're wondering how is that possible? What's happening here? Why is it so?
Okay, stick a pin on that for a minute. We're going to go to the lines. Hello and welcome to Sexplosion. Good evening. Hi, good evening. We all right?
We're fine. Lachman. Yes. Yes. Thank you very much, Lachman. I said, thank you very much, Lachman. I agree. I say, I agree. All right. Thank you, Lachman. We have another call coming through.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Thank you. Hi, hello, and Could you pull the volume down on your radio for us a bit? Thank you very much. Hi, good evening, and welcome to Sexplosion. Hi.
Hello, good evening.
Yeah.
Je t'aime. Je t'aime. Je t'aime. J-E-T-A-I-M-E. J-E. Tell her, tell her.
No, J. Okay. J-E. T-A-I-M-E.
Okay, thank you.
No problem at all.
Why we not getting?
Have a blessed
I'm not getting
Okay,
sound
same to you
here.
now.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Junior, why am I not getting sound on the speakers?
Maybe
Because
it's off.
people no, I'm everything on. I turn it on. It's all the way up. I don't know.
No.
It's one of those days. Anyway, so getting back to what we are talking about, when those systems are working in sync
Yeah.
and it's working perfectly, the minute that message enters your domain,
Uh-huh.
right? They're saying something about something that is sexual. We forget sight. You're hearing something now. Imagine within a split second you can get an erection. And I'm talking about a rock hard erection. And what causes an erection? Blood flow. So from your nervous system, you also have your circulatory system acting up. And acting up in a good way, where blood rushes to your penis. Now, if you understand, a lot of guys who have diabetes, they don't understand why they can maintain an erection. The valves get weak with diabetes because of the high level of sugar in the blood. And the inflow of blood is supposed to be greater than the outflow. But the valves is the one that controls that.
Uh-huh.
When the valves are weakened, the inflow equals the outflow, or the outflow may be greater than the inflow, so you can't get an erection or keep an erection.
Very interesting.
So that's why guys with diabetes should be using a cock ring, a penis ring, a silicone penis ring to keep the blood in the penis. It helps. So there are lots of guys who have diabetes that they use a pump to get an erection. The good pumps, or the pumps that are designed for erectile dysfunction, are related to diabetes. Comes with a ring, a command ring.
Okay.
The command ring have two ears. So the circular part goes on the cylinder,
Uh-huh.
and the ears are there. When you pump your penis up and you get the erection, you pull the ears towards you, which releases the cock ring from the cylinder, and it comes onto your penis. It is supposed to stay as close as possible to your pelvic area, the wall.
Uh-huh.
It's not supposed to be on the head of the penis. It's not supposed to be halfway on the penis. What that does is when the blood flows into the penis now, the outflow will be restricted. So you have a stronger, harder erection.
So, it's very important for a penis pump if you are experiencing...
It's very important if you
have diabetes.
If you have diabetes and you are unable to get an erection,
Yeah.
to use a penis pump, to give yourself the erection. But it makes no sense giving yourself an erection and you cannot wear and you're not wearing a ring, a cock ring. And that's the name of it. It's called a cock ring or a penis ring. If you don't put the ring on, you lose the erection as fast as you get it. So the minute you move the pump away and you break the suction, the penis deflates very quickly.
It drops.
But if you pull the ring onto the body, as you're moving the pump away, the ring clamps down on the penis. Now, the best cock ring is a set of cock ring that comes with 3 different sizes.
Uh-huh.
I always tell guys, start with the middle size, which is the medium size. You can either go to the smallest one, which is very small, or you can go to the larger one, depending on your level of comfort or discomfort. If it's too comfortable and it slips out, you know you need to go to the very small, the smallest one, which is the small size. If it's very tight, the middle one is very tight, you can go to the larger one. So you can adjust accordingly. Now you can take a cock ring, hold it in your fingers like this and stretch it as much as this, you know. As a matter of fact, you can stretch it enough to put it over your head.
Wow.
It's that strong and that's flexible. Because it's made from a special grade of silicone. Now it's not made to last forever. Because anything that you keep stretching, it loses the elasticity of it.
Yeah.
And it could get weak and break apart. Now I know some guys, you know, just as how it have some persons that put what you call domino, which I don't ever advocate. They take the smaller size cock ring and put it on the head of their penis, on that ridge. Now the cock ring has balls on it. There are balls on the cock ring. So that stimulates the vagina. So if you're doing penetration and you want to hit the G-spot, it gives you a little more girth. And you have all these balls that you can rub on the G-spot at different angles. And that gives you a different sensation when you're having sex. So the same devices that you're using medically, and that's why I tell persons, sex toys are not only toys. It's much more than that, if you know how to use it.
Yeah.
And only when you come to the adult therapy center or you go to the adult boutique, you will get that correct information. You wouldn't get that anywhere else. Because they're not educated enough. They don't know about these things.
Yeah, because some of the things that you
They
are
just sell an
explaining,
item.
you know, you might just go into a store and you might see an item and just pick it up without the knowledge of knowing
What
it
exactly can do.
Yeah.
So it becomes a toy for you. It's no longer an instrument that could bring about pleasure in a greater way to you and your partner. So there are many devices that you could use as a medical device, but also a device of pleasure, depending on how you utilize the equipment.
Yeah.
So when persons wonder why it is I have erectile dysfunction, but if I hear or see something, some guys will tell you, I don't have erectile dysfunction, or when I watch in blues, I get an erection. But my question to you, do you need to watch the same type of blues, or you have to change up and go into something more drastic or something more kinky, for the want of a better word? And they'll tell you, yeah, I need to watch something different every time. Well then, it is not the porn that is helping you. The porn is a stimulus.
Yeah.
But your brain requires more and more and more. It's like drugs. And addiction could be very closely related to things of a sexual nature. Because let's say, for example, addiction with cocaine. Why you feel people get addicted to cocaine very quickly? The euphoria you get from cocaine is the same euphoria you get from sex. So you can become addicted to it very easily and very quickly. So when you snort cocaine, that feeling, that superhuman feeling, and that nice thing that you get, and that whole sexual and sensual feeling, it's multiplied tenfold with cocaine. So in the 70s and 80s, well, not so much the 70s, in the 80s when people were going off on cocaine, it was because of that, the close link that it had to sex. There were people who were incorporating cocaine in sex. Now there's something called rush. That is not a drug. It's a nitrate. When you're making love to your partner and you sniff rush, brother man, it intensifies your feelings for sex. It gives you a rush. As a matter of fact, for those who took my advice and read anything from Xavier Hollander, she spoke about that in one of her books. I think it was not The Happy Hooker, the second one she wrote. So there are things that you can use not only as an item that you become dependent on, but something that enhances your relationship. So if you and your partner is making love and you want to take it one step further, you could wear a cock ring, you could wear the ring on the head of your penis, you could You could do some deviation to it. And you use the rush. Now the rush yellow is the original rush. Anyone who research rush, R-U-S-H, rush yellow is the original rush. Now they have about 20 different knockoffs. Blue Boy and all these different things. But in Europe, you can't use, certain parts of Europe, rush is banned, You can't use rush. So they make a generic version of rush, a safer version of rush. Luckily for us, this part of the world, rush is not banned. But in America, rush is not sold as a sexual stimulant.
What is it sold as?
A video head cleaner.
You gotta be kidding.
Yeah.
What you're telling me
That's
is
what it's being sold as. Otherwise, it becomes illegal if you use it as something. It becomes illegal if you market it as something for sex.
Okay, you mentioned a couple minutes ago that there's knockoffs. If someone wants
Not knockoffs,
No, they have knockoffs in different...
They have many different brands that came out.
After.
It's like Viagra, and then you have Cialis and you have Levitra. It's not a knockoff of it. It's different brands that came out.
Oh, I thought maybe they were making the same rush, but...
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same ingredients. It's like, okay, you have Stud 100. You have other sprays also, which have the same ingredients. But one company might put a little more of something. One company might add something or remove something.
But
proprietary blend of Rush is for Rush company only. That proprietary blend is only for that company, and it's the most popular of animal nitrates there are in the world. So when you're using Rush, for those who have ever used it, now I don't ever recommend that someone with high blood pressure use it. Don't go dabbling in Rush if you have high blood pressure. But Rush gives you a rush when you're having sex.
Sounds interesting.
It's almost like you're using a drug. It's not a drug, but you get that euphoric feeling. You feel that sense of accomplishment that you haven't felt before with sex. That high sense of stimulation in your brain, your body, your nerve endings, everything. And you come down from it, but you don't crash. You come down from it.
You wind down. Anyway, folks, taking your time, it's now 15 minutes before 10 o'clock. You are on the inside of Sexplosion on Power 102.1 FM, the only sexologist in the Caribbean, Dr. Raj Ramnanan. Our lines are open if you would love to interact with him. Maybe you have a question or two something might be on your mind, dealing with sex, and you need to get answers. Well, I can tell you this is the forum for it. Feel free, our lines are open at 222-8255, also at 612-8255. If you want to send a WhatsApp or a text message, you can also do that on his private mobile at 740-1961. You can also send in your messages on our website at Power 102 FM. This program may contain material that is not suitable for children. Parental guidance are therefore advised. Yep.
I remember the first time I used Rush, I was 17 years old.
17?
Because after you reading Happy Hooker and all her books, everything that she put in that book you want to experiment with,
And then after looking through these magazines like Hustlers.
Hustler thing never really interests me, When you read Xavier Holland, are you going to look at Hustler?
No, but you see, Xavier Holland...
I like things that stimulate my imagination.
But this is,
so when I read a book, I can see what's not there.
And it's a picture of the mind.
Right. When you're watching a photograph, it's
that
a
is
photograph.
That is it right there.
Yeah. So I wouldn't say I didn't look at those things what made me money.
Well,
Hustler and those 3/4 mags and whatnot made me a lot of money because I started my business doing that.
Yeah.
But it was not the main thing of stimulating me. Reading was what stimulated me. And I always say, thank God reading stimulated my mind because it took me down the path to become a sexologist. Because you have a lot of reading to do.
Yeah.
And you had a lot of reading and deciphering and figuring things out for yourself and applying it to present situation and your own life and other people's lives, and there's comparative reading and all those things that you have to do. And when you read Sigmund Freud and Jung and these people, and you say, well, okay, what is happening with the mind? And you realize the power of the mind and the power of that little thing called your brain. That is so little, you know, man.
No, but of course
that
not.
big and bad and dangerous, you know.
More than bad and dangerous.
So those are the things that were very interesting to me. So when I read, and I had an appetite to go and read more. And thank God I had the right friends who will go to the library and borrow the right books for me. Especially in the adult section where you couldn't go into.
Yeah, because you started at an early age, right?
Yeah. So they would get it for me, and I will do the reading and I will do my research. And in them days, you used to underline, so you can't underline the library book.
No.
You can't underline the library book, so you have to write. You have to rewrite. That was the funny thing about it, you know. And you know something about rewriting? When you rewrite what you're reading, that will stick in your brain, you know, mister.
Yeah, that don't get out your brain at all.
So there was no such thing called photocopier.
No, they didn't have in those days.
In my days. There was no such thing called take out a picture.
Not your days, our days.
Well, in my days, I don't know about your days. Your days, people think this will come along in a tablet, written on stone. So, what I used to do is write down what I was reading, and it stuck in my brain, and I would cross-reference what I wrote down, and I develop a love for writing and an art for writing. So I still love to write. I don't write as much as I used to, but I still love to write.
Well, I know you love to write because I remember a couple of years ago, you released a couple of books.
Yeah, but I haven't. I put some on the shelf. I have manuscript written.
Which I still.
I have manuscript written that I have not published yet, you know. And I don't have the enthusiasm to do it. But now with this guy who's doing, Chris, who's doing my website and whatnot, who knows? Anyway.
Anyway, folks, taking time, it's now 10 minutes before 10 o'clock, and we're going to take a break. You are on the inside of Sexplosion on Power 102.1 FM. And just to remind you that Hardy Foods everyday specials, unbeatable prices, are sure to please. They have on sale all Ashley's bed and bath soft furnishings at 50% off. 2 dozen eggs, $50. Carl brand ghee, 900 grams at $115. Also, toilet paper bale, only $75. Now, while you are at Hattie Food Supermarket, you can check out Ashley's Bed and Bath on Beyond upstairs, located at the corner of Queen and Cesano Streets in Orima. You can give them a call at 222-225-8057. That number again, 225-8057.
Power 102 and Boom Champions
Hi,
94
come on.
thanks all who donated to our fellow
came on just
nationals
on the,
affected by the recent flooding. Because of your
maybe the
outstanding
headphone
generosity,
volume
we are
was down.
continuing to accept your donations at our
But it came off.
at 88
Something I pressed and it came off.
Tell me it off now, right?
8 a.m. and 5
It's on now,
p.m.
right?
Monday to Friday. Items needed
is the
include
headphone volume?
non-perishable
Alright, so you
foodstuff,
put it on when-
clothing,
Yeah.
No, leave it
toiletries,
on.
cleaning materials, diapers, and school books. We thank you for your generosity. Your kindness and patriotism are greatly appreciated. This is TNT. Together we aspire, together we achieve. Breast cancer is the most common cancer in women worldwide, representing about 25% of all cancers in women and the 5th most common cause of death from cancer. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so we present Think Pink on Power 102. All month we invite you to tune in as we lay out the facts, risk factors, symptoms, prevention, treatment, and more, with features 4 times daily every weekday, interviews and discussions aimed at educating you about the disease. This October, we Think Pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month with Oasis Purified Water and Tattoo Life on Power 102. Empowering you.
Your car is for you to enjoy, and many victims of car theft feel helpless at that dreadful moment, not knowing if their car will ever be recovered. Don't let this happen to you. Get car safe from Air Support Tactical Security. They maintain a 100% recovery rate using their military trained response teams and advanced online tracking solution. Call Air Support today at 235-5477 or visit them on Facebook at Air Support GPS. Air Support GPS for peace of mind.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas on Power 102 with our 12 weeks of Christmas. We're bringing you lots of joy and holiday cheer with our fun features and opportunities to win fantastic prizes for you and the family. Merry Christmas! Listen out for our Trini Traditions, the Power Minute to Win, Trini Recipes, Power Parang Lime, Christmas Classics, and our Picture Perfect Christmas, to name a few. You'll be wrapped up in the warmth of this festive season with Power 102's 12 Weeks of Christmas. Access info about our giveaways and more on Power 102 and online at power102fm.com or any of our digital platforms. The 12 Weeks of Christmas is on Power 102, empowering you this Christmas. Want to get your products and services out to more customers? How about getting more people into your store? Does your brand need a boost in exposure? Then radio advertising on Power 102 is the solution you've been looking for. With packages tailored to your needs and a team to create the ideal radio ad, the choice is clear. Power 102, empowering you. So call us today at 62-POWER, that's 627-6937, and ask to speak to a client advisor about your ideas and brand. We are Power 102, empowering you and your business today.
Fabrica Expo is back with all new containers located at the white tent opposite Medford gas station, Warners, from October 12th to 28th, just in time for Diwali. From ready-made garments to
No, I just opened something I was going to read. I went on to something else and I lost it.
Indian Star Expo at the Big Tent opposite Center of Excellence, Makoya.
On November 11th.
For the latest variety of ready-made garments, handicraft, footwear, jewelry, and many more. Indian restaurants and refreshments. Links and credit card accepted.
All new container.
When it comes to India Expo, this is where you
One of the
have
most
to be.
vibrant
So
man I
to
know.
Indian Star Expo at the Big Tent opposite
never
Center of
see him
Excellence,
sit down,
Makoya
he
until
always-
11th November.
You don't sit down?
You carry that key.
Yeah, that in this
Yes, it's
I
Power
know the 24th.
102.1 FM's Beyond Karaoke Competition. Every Thursday, think you can sing better than the average Joe? Let's go.
Yeah, he's sick. That's it. Nah.
Share your talent.
And it's
Get up
really
close and
nice.
personal with Gayland
Check
and the
out
ultimate
Barcode,
DJ
man.
Shane
You know,
every
family.
Thursday from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. at a popular karaoke location. Lots of fun and prizes to be won. Beyond Karaoke starts Thursday, November 8th at the Thrush Bar and Lounge, Takariwa.
That's why you
Beyond
always say when you
Karaoke,
get up,
right here on Power 102, empowering you.
Thank God for the
Sexplosion is
day.
on Power
People
102
talk wealth
and now
is
on new
important
days
when
and
it's
at new
here.
times. The country's most
Yeah, when you
informative
get
sex
up and you
education
can sleep
program,
good morning
Sexplosion,
and
is
feel
on
good.
every Thursday from
And the money
7 to
can buy
9
that
p.m. and Fridays from 9 p.m. to midnight with
can
Dr.
find out
Raj
that's all.
Ramnanan, the guru of sex in the Caribbean.
A lot of times
Anytime you want to,
sex
anytime you want to
is
understand that,
totally
read
below
Steve
the
Jobs.
waist. It is
What
not
he said.
below the waist.
Steve
It
Jobs when he was
starts in the
dying.
brain. Your largest sex organ that
Read
you
what he
possess
said when he was
is your
dying.
brain.
Tune in for discussion on
I know
all
he's one of the
sexual
richest men in the
matters.
world.
Sexplosion on Power 102, empowering you.
We're taking our time. It's now 5 minutes before 10 o'clock. You are on the inside of Sexplosion, Trinidad and Tobago #1 longest running nighttime program with the guru of sex education, Dr. Raj Ramnanan, your host of Total Image and Vedant Therapy Center out at St. Augustine, where he do treats all sexual dysfunctions in both male and female. Now our lines are open. If you would love to interact with Dr. Raj, feel free. You can give him a call right now in studio 222-8255, also at 612-8255. If you are sending in a WhatsApp or a text message, you can also do that on his private mobile 7401961. You can also send in your messages on our website at Power 102 FM and we will hear it for you.
Pleasant good evening to Shelly Ann. How are you, my dear? I have to say a special good evening to some of my family who is on. Sean, Mira, my brother-in-law is on. Dennis, he's over in Florida. So we have a nice little family gathering there.
Yes, real family too.
Lil, how are you? You know, I lost it again. Hi, Dr. Raj. Why do most men don't say how they feel? We women know how they feel, they show that they care but don't ever say how they, I guess, how they feel. And it makes the relationship, because some women need them to say it. Well, it's a discussion my friend and I had. Please let us know in your program tonight. Why don't men speak of their feelings or say I love you and whatnot? And it goes back to what we always discussing about men and women and the differences between men and women and their behavior. Men are not emotional, so they don't need to say I love you. They will show it by the things that they do. They will show that they care by the things that they do, because they're more logical about it. So their equation about love and appreciation and caring translate into action.
Okay.
And the action is not verbal. Women, on the other hand, they translate it, and their reaction, or the way they address it, is by saying it. Or they will want to hear it. So this is where the conflict comes in most of the time. A woman will tell a man, I know you love me, but no one, then you must tell me you love me. And he's like, why I need to tell you that?
You know I love you.
Exactly. Because in our processing of it, is like, why I need to tell you that if you know it already? Because there's no logic in it. You know it already, so why I need to tell you? You understand?
Yeah.
That's our logic, you know.
But there is where the emotional part in the woman comes.
Right. But the emotion of it now, if you love me, you will tell me you love me, not only show me you love me.
I want to hear it.
I want to hear it. I want to see the expression of it. So you are processing something, and in your logical way of thinking is that, but I just show you I love you all the time. Yeah, but I want to hear it. Why you want to hear it when I'm showing you it? So that's where the confusion comes in. Because now the man becomes defiant. Anytime you ask a man to say something that he don't want to say, or it is not in him to say it, he becomes defiant. You know? So he telling you, no, I'm not even going to say that if you want to hear it. In his brain, he's telling himself, she want to hear that? I'm not even saying that. If she can't understand that I love, she to hell was there. Because you become defiant. Why are you forcing me to say something I don't want to say? But I express it.
Yeah. But
Now, sometimes that logic could cause problems because it's not the right thing to do. You can't become defiant to express yourself that way.
Yeah.
So, when you now using that as, hear what? I'm not going to tell you I love you. You have to figure out if I love you or not. Or you should see that I love you. And you live in a day.
Yeah, but some men as well, they would turn to their spouse and tell them, why would you think I don't love you? I give you everything that is material. You have car, you have house.
Well, the woman will tell you, I want, you sound like Shadow Day boy. No. You working? No.
Yeah.
You joking? No.
They might think, you know, you're giving them everything. Why would I give you everything without loving you, but I have to tell you that I love you?
Well, that's the whole idea. We are that creature that do not need to explain that because we put it into our actions. Whereas the one wants to hear it. I'm not saying the woman is wrong, you know. As a matter of fact, don't you like to hear your spouse tell you that she loves you?
No, I mean,
or she cares for you?
It gives you a beautiful feeling.
Correct. But most men, they defy the whole thing by saying, I'm not going to say it.
And
Which is not the right thing to do.
And strange enough, but when you get into bed to have sex with your spouse, you will
No,
express,
while you're having
while
sex
you will say
and you're
all-
feeling sweet,
you will say all the love.
that is when you're feeling sweet, and that is where you start expressing yourself wholeheartedly. No, seriously.
No, but why?
Because you engage in the senses.
Like what you spoke
And when you
about a
engage
bit
in the
earlier.
senses has to do with emotion.
Okay. Yeah.
So you're triggering something off in your brain that is not usually triggered off. So all of a sudden you're sucking tongue and you're kissing and you're saying, I love you, oh God, this thing's so sweet and you so sweet and da. Things that you never would say ordinarily.
Yeah.
Because of the chemical change that is taking place, that there are areas of your body that you are actually touching.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about physically touching, but you're touching through your senses. So the sweetness of the sex, the sweetness of that bonding with the person, and it's a physical bonding because your penis is in the vagina. You're getting the sweetness from the person coming back to you. The kissing is sweet. So you start expressing yourself differently.
But strange enough, as soon as that sexual part of it finishes, that is
What
it.
happened?
That I love you going out the window.
No, it don't go out the window. The I love you is there, but you're in a refractoring period.
No, but I mean, while having sex, you would say you will express
No, but
yourself.
what happens to you after you ejaculate or satisfaction comes?
It cuts off.
It cuts. The expression of it cuts. The feeling is still there, you know. But
Yeah,
the expression,
Yeah.
because if you go to tell me differently, I would say, well, you have a real problem here.
Yeah, but
So the minute you ejaculate, your body changes, you know. So when you are touching the emotional part of you, because we all have our emotional part, I could guarantee you, there are tons of men out there, I shouldn't use the word tons, hundreds and thousands of men out there, when they see people suffering for this flood, they were crying. They shed a tear.
Yeah.
That's emotion. So when that emotional part of you is touched during sex, you are very expressive. But the minute you ejaculate, the suppression of that emotional part comes back in very quickly. Some women wonder, well, why my man does just turn and go to sleep? Because we need to recuperate. And the body goes through a physical change. It's not that we are tired from the sex, you know. There is a physical change that is taking place in the brain and the body.
Oh, okay.
Now, of course, you could get physically tired based on what you do, the position that you're doing, if you're holding up the woman, if you're jamming she on a wall, if you have she on top of your head, whatever. That's the physical, the exertion from physical activity. But the funny thing about it, when you're feeling sweet with the sex, you're not tired, you know.
No.
You're Superman.
Oh, yeah.
But the minute you break, what happens is there's a lock off. And don't blame the man for it. God made us that way. God made us that way. Some of us try our best not to turn our back and go to sleep. We try to still hug up the wife and have a little afterplay and whatnot.
Look for small talk.
But we want to sleep. The body needs to recuperate. The brain is shutting down.
Okay, I'm glad you mentioned that as well, because, okay, let me ask you. Most of the times, as you rightfully mentioned, the man will be thinking in terms of sleeping after ejaculating. Why it doesn't happen like that with the woman? Because she could talk her life after, she could give you a whole story.
The woman is expressive differently. She is a receptacle. She's receiving. Now, you could drain a person of their energy sexually if you know what to do. So you could be having sex with a woman, and when you're done with her, she can make a note, you know. And there are lots of men out there who can do that. Whether they're applying tantra, or they're applying their physical ability, or their knowledge of sex, it doesn't matter. A man who knows tantric sex will pull all the energy from a woman and knock you out. A man who is applying his vast experience of having sex will know what to do to a woman that when he's done with her, she can't move. And a man who is using his physical ability to last longer and to go the distance and to pull her with him and to lift her up and throw her in different positions and just keep going on and on and on could drain the energy of the woman. But the man who is the minute man, you feel he draining any energy? He's the one who wants to go to sleep right away. Because he is physically, mentally, emotionally tired. That's the disadvantage of being a premature ejaculator. Some persons will say, well, what's so wrong in being a premature ejaculator? A premature ejaculator is a failure sexually.
Yeah, because you're not giving your partner any satisfaction.
But they're not giving
whatsoever.
yourself satisfaction.
Exactly.
Because what you're doing is that you're breaking very quickly. And there are men who have taught themselves to break very quickly by masturbating or jockeying and wanting to break within seconds. And they feel that is an accomplishment. It is not. It is you fooling yourself.
Yeah.
You must have that ability to go on. And if you have the ability to go on and make proper love to your wife or your girlfriend or whoever it is that you're making love to, when you are finished with the act, both of you will want to hug up and go to sleep to recuperate.
Round two.
To get up and that's that. If you take a power nap, and I'm glad you bring up that word. If you take a power nap of 10 to 20 minutes, no more than that, you will wake up so horny with such a hard on that you'll want to go again. Because you have rejuvenated the body, you have rejuvenated the mind, you have rejuvenated the senses. And the senses are what? Seeing, hearing, tasting, smelling, touching. The woman you're hugging up, that is touch. You're smelling she or you're smelling the sex. When you open your eyes, you're seeing her. When you turn to kiss her, you're tasting her. So you're exciting the senses once again. If she only touched your penis, it will move from a semi-flaccid state to an erected state. That's why I tell men, when you go with a woman and you're unable to get an erection, don't fight it, you know. If you fight it, you're releasing a chemical from your brain called PDE5 that goes into your bloodstream that prevents you from getting an erection. What you need to do is to hug up that same woman and fall asleep. You fall asleep for 20 minutes, you wake up after that 20 minutes and you wake up with a raging hard on. Why? The chemical goes through the bloodstream, goes out of the bloodstream after 15 to 20 minutes. You wake up refreshed and you get a good erection. And don't think about failure. But you wake up with the stimulation of the person next to you because you're feeling her, you're tasting her, you're smelling her, you're touching her, you're looking at her. All you need to do is penetrate her now.
I tell you. Anyway, folks, taking our time, it's now 10 minutes after 10 o'clock. You are on the inside of Sexplosion on Power 102.1 FM. I tell you, nobody does better what we do best when it comes to sex education. Thursday and Friday, right here on Power 102.1 FM with the guru of sex education, Dr. Raj Ramnanan of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center in St. Augustine. Folks, our lines are open. Don't forget, you can interact with Dr. Raj right live in studio here. All you've got to do is give him a call at 222-8255. Also at 612-8255. If you do decide that you want to send him a private WhatsApp or a text message, you can also do that on his private mobile 740-1961. May I remind you that this program may contain material that is not suitable for children. Parental guidance are therefore advised. Yeah.
Who tell you I'm going to pour for you? Daniel Ragwear is locked on.
Daniel.
Pleasant good evening to him.
Yeah, family.
Keith Felix is also locked on.
Keith Felix.
Big supporter. You know Keith? From Miami?
Oh, yeah, family.
Mr. DJ.
Mr. DJ. Yeah.
Mr. Man of everything. Jack of all trades. I know what you're thinking about when you laugh, so. Believe me, I know what you're thinking about.
Yeah.
That one incident.
Yeah. A good brother. A good brother. He means well, as always.
As always, he means well.
Always, yeah.
And he does well.
He does, yes, I must say. He does well. So, yeah, so getting back into this emotional thing where men...
So when you take it for granted and you use it loosely that men are not as emotional as women and women are more emotional than men, know for a fact that because of these things, it inhibits our behavior at times. You know how we compartmentalize things? Men compartmentalize things. You have a situation, you put that in a box. You have a love life and it's going sour, you put that in a box. You have a love life and it's going good, you put it into a box. And we put it into a box. Whereas with women, it's everything jumbled up in the brain. So when you start quarreling with a woman, or if you end up in a quarrel with a woman, she'll tell you all kind of things. She'll bring a thing from the past that you even forget, or you were even told you were forgiven about.
She's given it so far. She doing mother.
Because everything is entangled in her brain. It's not compartmentalized. With men, everything goes into a box, a little compartment, and that is compartment, folders. With women, it's not like that. Their brain keeps everything jumbled up like, spaghetti.
Yeah, so
when you cook spaghetti, okay, when you have spaghetti that is raw, you can take each strand and move it.
Right.
Macaroni.
Right, yeah.
The minute you boil that and it gets soft and everything is tangled up, if you go to pick up one, about 5 just lift up with it, and then the rest, and you have to take a knife and cut it.
Yeah, that's correct.
As some people were doing on Wednesday.
Oh. Good point.
So, when a woman puts something in her brain, it's not compartmentalized. And this is scientifically proven. This has people who do brain research and whatnot will tell you these things.
So it's just the first thing
it
that
is
comes to
there.
mind. Yeah.
And once you start retrieving information from your brain, you cannot tell it. Women especially. You see that quarrel you had 2 years ago where he went and danced with Sandra and you didn't like it? Put that aside, now that's done. That coming up, You remember 2 years ago when you was dancing with Sandra and I tell you I didn't like it? Yeah, but we discussed that and that's done. Because we put that in a box and we throw that box away.
But they're refreshing it.
No, they're refreshing it. They're pulling that too.
No, that they're by giving it back
right.
to you.
So that is what makes the difference with men and women. And I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. It may not be it may not be that simple, but I'm trying to get everyone, even the lay person who doesn't understand too well, not that they're not educated, they may not understand it too well, the concept, to understand what is happening here. Because many a times I've heard women say, my man don't understand me. Yes, we don't understand all you because all you jumble up. And I don't understand my man. Yes, all you don't understand we because when we done with something that gone. It done, pack away in a box and that put away. You understand?
But the women keep it to the
No,
tip
they're
of-
keeping it there, It is not that they're keeping it.
So how could they really...
Wait, okay, try to understand this. It is not that the woman is keeping it in her mind to throw it back at you,
No, no.
Right.
But it just
so if
happening
you have one
conversation.
strand of spaghetti that has to do with you're not telling me you love me, and another strand has to do with, you remember when we were courting and I asked you to go out and you didn't come and pick me up? That strand there. And the next strand with, you remember 2 years ago when we went to that party and you was watching the woman cross-eye and I had to hit your elbow? That strand there. Now, with us, each strand go in a box, lock away, put away. So we have studied that. With the woman, all these strands are there. And all of a sudden, these strands are like spaghetti or macaroni or noodles. And the strands are like this. That is how the strands become. Tied up. What happens? She get vexed with you now because you on the phone and she find that you're talking hush hush on the phone. Right? So that strand come in the melee now. And all of a sudden, she telling you about talking on the phone, but you hear about Betty and you hear about something you do when all it was courting, because all that is being pulled forward. That is what I try to tell you. If you try to separate noodles after it boil and cook together, you cannot.
No, you can't. Yeah. So the brain
So that's the
is-
best way to describe how women deal with things and pack it away in their brain.
They're not separating it.
And no. We compartmentalize, women don't. Women, it is one ball of string. You know, if you pull a ball of string wrongly, what happens? You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I follow
You tie up like twine.
You have to unravel.
Unravel. That is the right word. You cannot unravel the human brain, especially the human brain of a woman, a woman's brain. And there's nothing wrong with that, Now, there are women who know to deal with that. And when it's coming to the forefront, they will say, wait a minute, I quarreled with him about that 2 years ago. Let me don't bring it up now. It's unfair to him. And they'll stop it. There are women, if it come into the forefront, yes, well, what the hell I bringing that up for? Boy? It's not right. Because of their level of understanding, because they want to move forward, because they don't want to rock the boat further, and they don't want to bring up the past. And there are women like that also. Not that they have compartmentalized it, you know. It is still there in the ball.
Yeah.
We know we get away with something, we get a cuss out, we get buff up for something, we sleep on the couch 2 nights about it, that gone in a box, that throw away.
That's stuck.
Now she go remind you about when she had to buff your tail up and you had to sleep on the couch because you went by John and you're supposed to come back home 12 o'clock and you come back home the next morning and she said, you're sleeping in my bed because you know what you bring in my bed, so you better sleep on the couch. We throw that in a box and are gone, you know. You understand the difference now?
She programmed that in her computer head.
It is not programmed in the computer head. It is there in a ball of string, and anything could trigger it off.
Anything she could throw it off at you at any time.
Because we all program things in our computer. Our brain is a computer. It's a supercomputer. It has terabytes of information in our brain, you know. Not just bytes, you know, terabytes. Terabytes of information in our brain. Or what happens to us. There are things that we will recall very easily because it's in easy reach. It's like education. You read about something and I come here and I do it in a sex program. I don't need a book. I don't need something to remind me. Something will trigger off what I'm thinking based on a question that is asked. That's why I like my listeners to ask me questions. Right? Nisa, I answered your question a while ago and I think I'm answering it right now too. That's the same person who asked the question about why do men, and yes, I've gone into detail, so you'll have to look at it on Facebook. So it triggers things in my brain. It's there. It's in a compartment. But it's a compartment that is not locked away and hidden away. Because it's something that I have to bring to the forefront all the time when I do my lectures, when I talk to people, when I see my clients, when I come on the air. But the compartment that I have for, let's say, when I was studying, I dabbled in, let's say I dabbled in astrology. I have no interest in astrology now. So that compartment is locked away and packed away. I hope no flood take it and send it away. But it's there. It's just locked away. Now if I go and start reading about astrology tomorrow, and I start looking at the stars and start identifying the constellation and whatnot, it will all come back very easily. So that's why I dabble in a lot of things. From a very young age, I dabble in all kind of things. I remember my grandfather teaching me how to weed the yard, hold a cutlass, cutting, nail a nail. So if I have to go and build something, all those things will kick in. When I was doing woodwork, teacher Ram Narayan will teach us how to hold a saw, how to cut with a saw, how to cut angles, how to do joints. So if I start to do woodworking, all those things will kick in. But I stopped doing woodworking the last time I built a nice fireplace for my wife. I think it was for our 5th anniversary. After that, I never do woodworking. Well, we used to do building and thing, but I don't know woodworking. I is carpentry. But if you go back into it, it comes back automatically. When I was a young man, I like collecting things. I collect a lot of things. It's one of my habits that I don't think I'll ever lose. So I used to collect coins, I used to collect stamps, I used to collect notes from all over the world. I have ton loads of these things. When I say ton loads, I have thousands of these things. It's all packed away. As a matter of fact, my coin collection and my stamp collection is for my grandson. I always said that. So that's the first thing he has already. But I haven't dabbled in that in years. But when I travel anywhere in the world, I'll buy some stamps, I'll buy some coins and put it in the collection and just leave it there. I have stamps made out of gold, pure gold, Stamps, One day I'll bring it and show you.
Stamps?
Pure gold. Pure gold.
You can't put that on no letter now.
No, it's collector's item.
Yeah.
But again, I knew then that I was doing, as a matter of fact, there's a book that I have my coins in where I have it written that this is for my grandchild. My son and my grandson. It's written here. So I already know that's what I have for him.
Nice,
But
beautiful.
But what I'm saying, I'm only reminded of that now that I have a grandchild. As a matter of fact, it's only because we're talking about this now. I remember that.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that. But I'll buy gold and bullions and all kind of things and just put it away. And I always do, well, why the hell I do it this way? But I like doing it. It's in my blood. You know, I was explaining to a friend on Wednesday about my fanaticism at one time of buying watches. And I couldn't go to a country or couldn't go to a watch store without buying a watch. I will go crazy if I see a watch and I have to get it. Now you could show me the best watch in the world and I will look at it and say, it's looking good, and I go on my way. It doesn't bother me. Maybe that compartment, I decided somewhere along the line that I no longer need to do that. So I could put that in a box and put it aside.
Find a way.
Not that I don't appreciate the value of it, or the look of it, or the beauty of it, or what it represents, but it's no longer important to me. And that has to do a lot with the maturity. So men are like that. And I always use myself as an example so people will learn from that. Now, there's some women who are not contented with their life. They're not contented with their husband. They're not contented with sex. They're not contented with their house. They're not contented. And let's face it, there are women like that. And if you're not contented, no matter what you get or what you have, you are never satisfied and you're never happy.
You will always want more.
Exactly, because you're not contented.
Anyway, folks, taking with time 25 minutes after 10 o'clock inside Sexplosion on Power 102.1 FM. Sexologist Dr. Raj Ramnanan of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center outlets in Augusta. Our lines are open for those of you who would love to interact with him via the telephone at 222-8255, also at 612-8255.
Someone says longer sex time the better. Longer is better when it brings satisfaction to both partners. Too long could be draining on one partner, or you can drain the other person. So you must know your average time or your mean time. But sometimes for wickedness, you could go longer. You could take it to a point where I'll teach you a lesson. Because we have sex for many different reasons. We have sex for vengeance. We have sex for proving a point. We have sex for the beauty of it. We have sex to show love. We have sex even to show hate. There are some men who will beat out a vagina because they just want to mash it up or show you I could mash it up. No, they get mashed up in reality.
Yeah.
So there are many different reasons when you are having sex. If you're having sex to prove a point, now let's say, for example, your partner made a sly remark or she compare you with somebody else. And she said, well, Jeanette says her husband could go on for 2 hours. Why you can't go on for 2 hours? I will show you something. Now, that might be a one-off thing for you, but you want to prove a point. And I know men out there who will say yes, and there are men who will say he's talking stupidness because they're afraid to admit the truth.
Yeah, but the same thing, like for instance, if you are having an affair with someone and you know this person that you're having an outside an affair, you want to prove that you're better than who she has right now.
Of course.
So regardless, the minute you have that affair on the outside and she's going with you or he is going with her, vice versa, I have to prove whoever he or she is with, I have to be much better than them.
That's the ego coming in there. Another thing, let's say you and your neighbor not talking, but the neighbor have a nice wife, and you get through with the wife. You go in there with a vengeance.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's a vengeance sex.
Yeah.
You have sex for many different reasons. And I challenge any man out there to tell me I just only have sex for one reason and one reason only, because I love my wife. And then I will take you down memory lane and show you throughout your lifetime with this person there were different times that you had different types of sex with this person. There were times that you were having sex with this person and thinking about her sister. There were times that you were having sex with this person and thinking about the neighbor. There were times you were having sex with her and thinking about the person you're working with. That's a different sex. And I'm not saying that the women don't do the very same thing, but they do it in a more clandestine kind of way. The wine will be the same, the sweetness will be the same, but they might be coming more than usual. But they could mask it from you. A lot of men out there don't know when their wives are coming. Don't even know if their wife had an orgasm. Don't even realize the changes in the vagina when you're having sex with a woman. They're not aware of it. That's why Sexplosion have been trying to teach men and women for all these years, all these little tricks that there are. Like, for example, when you're performing oral sex on a woman and you stick your 2 fingers behind that knee, which you know about, and that vein starts to throb, and the toes starts to curl like that, she can't tell you she ain't having an orgasm because she cannot mask that.
No control.
No control. You lose control. The clitoris gets engorged. The G-spot feels rougher and thicker. The knees, behind that knee starts to tremble. And the toes are doing this. So if you have your eyes up and you're watching, you just push back the legs so you can see what the toes doing. Those are the tricks to performing oral sex, so you can know exactly what is happening to the person.
Yeah, because if the person is lying down just like that and no toes or nothing moving,
And she said,
you're not doing anything at all.
And you will feel, boy, she had an orgasm.
Yeah.
And no toes are curl.
Is she laughing at you?
No, but she is laughing at you.
Inside. Not outside, but inside. You're telling, hey, if you feel it.
And there are some women who are so deceitful to their partners also, that they will take them down a road and make them feel that they're the best person to have sex with when they are the worst. And they wouldn't correct them because they don't want the person to be any better. There are deceit in marriages also. As much as men deceive women, women deceive men, you know. So when I hear women say men are dogs and you can't trust them, well, you feel you could trust all women? You think all women are great and the best thing you can put them on a pedestal? There are women who have brought down empires of this world. There are women who have caused wars in this world simply by being a woman.
But on the other hand too, you have the things that men would do, with things what men will purchase to please a woman, where, I mean, sometimes you can't even afford.
But there are men who will hang their hat so high just to make their woman feel happy that they themselves can't reach it. And somebody will say, but you are real kurumunu, but you go spend out all your money behind a woman, but you think that is what you need to do to impress the woman or to make her happy. There are men who will, and there's nothing wrong with that, you know. Love, you see, love is you cannot quantify love. You cannot measure love. As a matter of fact, the expression of love changes from individual to individual. So, if you so love your partner, you will want to make her as comfortable as possible. And making her comfortable would mean providing for her. So if you know she likes to be independent, you'll say, boy, part of independence is if she have a car. So you'll buy a car for her. And I know men, and I dare women to challenge this, I know men who would buy a new car for their wife and still drive the older car.
I agree.
And tell me that's not true.
I agree with that.
They're not going to take the new car for themselves.
No.
That's for my wife. She must be safe. Everything must be working well. She mustn't get a flat tire on the road. Nobody have to come and help her. She mustn't be stranded anyway. That is part of love. That is showing love. Right? So there are many things that you do where you overextend yourself to show the love and appreciation for the person. And men would do that.
Anyway, folks, taking our time, it's now 28 minutes before 11 o'clock. Sexplosion on Power 102 FM with the guru of sex education, Dr. Raj of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center out of St. Augustine. Well, tell you what we are going to do is take a break and we'll be right back with you. Stay tuned.
That tune has catch a lot of people on.
You what?
That tune has catch a lot of people.
What? Je t'aime?
Yeah, you tune has catch a lot of people on.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas on Power 102 with our 12 Weeks of Christmas. We're bringing you lots of joy and holiday cheer with our fun features and opportunities to win fantastic prizes for you and the family. Merry Christmas! Listen out for our Trini traditions, the Power Minute to Win, Trini recipes, Power Parang Line, Christmas classics, and our Picture Perfect Christmas to name a few. You'll be wrapped up in the warmth of this festive season with Power 102's 12 Weeks of Christmas. Access info about our giveaways and more on Power 102 and online at power102fm.com or any of our digital platforms. The 12 Weeks of Christmas is on Power 102, empowering you this Christmas. Power 102 and Boom Champions 94 thanks all who donated to our fellow nationals affected by the recent flooding. Because of your outstanding generosity, we are continuing to accept your donations at our warehouse at 88 Edward Street, Port of Spain, between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Items needed include non-perishable foodstuff, clothing, toiletries, cleaning materials, diapers, and school books. We thank you for your generosity. Your kindness and patriotism are greatly appreciated. This is TNT. Together we aspire, together we achieve. Want to get your products and services out to more customers? How about getting more people into your store? Does your brand need a boost in exposure? Then radio advertising on Power 102 is the solution you've been looking for. With packages tailored to your needs and a team to create the ideal radio ad, the choice is clear. Power 102, empowering you. So call us today at 62-POWER, that's 627-6937, and ask to speak to a client advisor about your ideas and brand. We are Power 102, empowering you and your business today.
Fabrica Expo is back with all new containers located at the White Tent opposite Medford Gas Station, Warners, from October 12th to 28th, just in time for Diwali. From ready-made garments to religious items, you name it, we have it. Fabrica Expo.
Indian Style Expo at the Big Tent opposite Center of Excellence, Makoya.
Until November 11th.
For the latest variety of ready-made garments, handicraft, footwear, jewelry, and many more. Indian restaurants and refreshments. Links and credit card accepted.
All new container.
When it comes to India Expo, this is where you have to be. So make your way to Indian Style Expo at the Big Tent opposite Center of Excellence, Makoya until 11 November.
Can you carry that key? Yes, it's Power 102.1 FM's Beyond Karaoke Competition. Every Thursday. Think you can sing better than the average Joe? Let's go. Share your talent. Get up close and personal with Gayland and the ultimate DJ Shane every Thursday from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. at a popular karaoke location. Lots of fun and prizes to be won. Beyond Karaoke starts Thursday, November 8th at the Rush Bar and Lounge, Takariwa. Beyond Karaoke, right here on Power 102, empowering you. Sexplosion is on Power 102. And now on new days and at new times. The country's most informative sex education program, Sexplosion, is on every Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. and Fridays from 9 p.m. to midnight with Dr. Raj, the guru of sex in the Caribbean.
A lot of times we think that sex is totally below the waist. It is not below the waist. It starts in the brain. Your largest sex organ that you possess is your brain.
Tune in for discussion on all sexual matters. Sexplosion on Power 102. Empowering you.
We're taking our time. It's now 24 minutes before 11 o'clock. Sexplosion on Power 102.1 FM, taking sex education where it has never been before. With the guru of sex education, as a matter of fact, Dr. Raj, the only sexologist in the Caribbean of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center at St. Augustine. Our lines are open for those of you who would love to interact with him. Maybe you have a question or two dealing with sex that you just couldn't get answers for. Well, this is the forum for it. Feel free at 222-8255, also at 612-8255. If you are sending in a WhatsApp or text message, you can also do that on his private mobile, 740-1961. You're listening to a program that's informative, it's educational, and of course entertaining, exclusively on Power 102 FM.
You know, I like when people get involved in the discussion. This person sent me this question. NPD, narcissistic personality disorder. Could such a disorder in a man be cured, help to revamp a marriage? When you are narcissistic, when you are self-centered, you think the world revolves around you. You think you're the most important thing there is around. And I have a lot of men are like that also. And that causes problems. Because if you are thinking like that and you are married to someone, that person plays second fiddle to you all the time. Because you are more important to you than anything else. Now, I'm not saying don't love yourself. I'm not saying don't place importance on yourself. But at the same time, don't be so self-centered that you think the world revolves around you.
Yeah.
And yes, that personality disorder, when you are so narcissistic, that you cannot interact or cannot be, or you're unable to communicate at the level of your spouse or your partner to understand what they may be going through.
Yeah.
So that's a terrible disorder, but yes, it could be worked on to I 9228, I don't understand what the hell you're asking. It's a personal thing. I don't know what that is about. So, by the way, if you have never sent me a message before, I will appreciate it if you can give me your name so that I could at least, not to call it out, I wouldn't call it out if you don't want me to call it out, but I could save it. So, save it under a fan or something like that. So I don't know who this is. So I will not even read what it is. Because it doesn't make sense. Must be code for something.
Next thing you know, your phone explodes. You're trying to figure it out or what?
Anyway, let's go to the next one. This message is for Dr. Raj. I'm a 34-year-old male. For some time, I have been having problems to sometime get an erection. I will eventually get it, and sometimes it will not last long enough for full sex. Now some days it works fine, and there is no issue. When I get an erection, I will have to have penetration right away, because if I continue with foreplay, I may lose the erection. Now let's say I'm looking at porn. My penis apparently has no erection issue and it stays up, but not the same in bed with wife. I recently visited doctors for a checkup and mentioned this, and he did a testosterone blood test and it showed up a bit lower than normal, and I was placed on a 6-week course of medication. Well, you already seen something about it, so I wouldn't interfere with that. But we were just discussing that.
Yeah.
We had a whole discussion on that, sir, whoever you are, for about half an hour on that very same topic, and I explained why it is that way.
Yeah, we opened up the program.
And if you're already taking treatment from someone, I can't interfere, and I don't.
No, that's crisscrossing.
Yeah.
Anyway, folks, taking our time, it's now 19 minutes before 11 o'clock. You are listening to Sexplosion on Power 102.1 FM. Dr. Raj of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center. Don't forget our numbers live in studio at 222-8255. Also at 612-8255. Yeah.
Many times a person is taking a course, for example, this person. But I would ask him, what exactly are you taking? And sometimes they cannot answer you. But I'll tell you something. If you're going to a doctor and he or she is using something and you simply ask them, what is it? What's the name? Write it down.
You must know, yeah. I mean, you have to know.
I've had patients come to me taking medication. And when you ask them what medication you're taking, they say the little pink tablet, you know, How is that telling me the name of the medication? Sustaining of the erection has a lot to do with circulation and your hormone levels. So that's all I can say for now. I don't have your history, so I wouldn't pronounce on whatever treatment you're taking. And you haven't said what treatment you're taking. But there are things that you can do to reverse certain disorders. There are things that you can do to help yourself. And if you're watching porn and you're getting a rock hard erection, there is something that is happening as far as your libido is with your partner. Lots of times, we are turned off by our partner, you know, and our subconscious mind tells us, don't have sex with her. So you're unable to get an erection. Because our subconscious mind is our protector. Now, a lot of men would not admit this, especially if they're there with their wife or their girlfriend. Because now you have to admit that there's something wrong with the person. You understand?
Oh, yeah.
So let's say, for example, you're turned off by your partner because of her personal hygiene. Let me say she has bad breath. And that turns you off. And no matter how you try to tell her she's not doing anything about her bad breath, your brain is going to tell you, don't go near this woman, you don't like bad breath, you don't want to be with she. And you're switched off from her.
That's a turn off.
Yeah. Whatever your brain turns you off of the person, your subconscious mind kicks in and tell you, don't have anything to do with she. I'm not going to give you a erection to have sex with she. It's all well and good if you're watching porn and you want to jock her, I'll give you a good erection. It's all well and good if you're going with Sheila and she turn you on, I'll give you a good erection, but not with your wife or not with your girlfriend. That's why when there's drastic physical changes in your partner, especially for men, listen to what I'm saying, when there's drastic physical changes in a woman, her lover, her husband, her boyfriend, her man loses interest. Not so much for women, because women are emotional and they will adjust to suit.
Yeah.
Men are attracted by physical beauty more than anything else. Physical appearance is the most important thing for men. That's why we gape. That's why we see a nice woman walking. We could be with our wife, we could be with whoever they will.
You take a little peek.
Well, I don't take a little peek, I just watch. Some men afraid, but I don't have to afraid.
No, that's just a
I just watch.
Mm-hmm.
My wife allowed me to watch. I could watch. Right? But there are some men who will try to take a peek and they will get slapped.
Yeah, I know a partner of mine did that recently in the mall and he ended up in a garbage can.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to look at two places at the same
Rav,
time.
that cannot work for you to do what you're telling me. That is, I knew that was taken because I called that doctor by that name. I used that name to call that doctor, to refer to that doctor. That can't work for you. Not after what you tell me. It's the wrong treatment. Talk done. Yeah. So you are attracted by physical appearance and by beauty and by a certain look. And suddenly there is a drastic physical change in your partner. That also throws you off. So mentally, us men, it's come like you have a nice girlfriend. Forget marriage, you have a nice girlfriend. But every time she see you, she hitting you up for money. In your mind now you start saying, oh, like she's a prostitute. Every time I see she saw his money, boy, she can't just meet me and let me go and have a nice meal or lime or go and bowl. Every time it's money. Eventually you build resentment towards the person and you will see and say, here, hold that, and you go on your way.
Just to make it short.
Make it short. You don't want to be near the person. Because all you are seeing is that someone is meeting you not because of love, not because of appreciation, not because she cares about you, but because you could provide her with $1 or $2. Well, it will be more than $1 or $2.
Yeah.
So that resentment builds. So you understand how these things happen?
And what makes it worse is if you're thinking in terms of the money or the funds that you are giving that particular person, they're spending it on someone else.
Well, you'll start to question those things also.
But
That's why
that's
this
a
child
no-no.
father thing doesn't work, you know. That's why it doesn't work. Because when you have a man and you have 3 different children, and that man is giving you something to see about yourself, and he realized that you're using that money to see about the children when he's not giving you for that purpose, and one of that child is his and the other 2 is not his, there's resentment that builds.
Yeah.
Or you might say it unfair. Now there are some men who will dress back and say, here what, I'm taking care of all 3. Hold that. That is for the children. Hold that. That is for you. I understand that you have 3 children. I like you. And there are some men who are like that. So you have to understand the feelings that the person has towards you
How strong it
and
is.
what you are doing to make a change. Lots of time the woman contributed to it changing. You remember when we first started to discuss these things? I used to warn women, don't let your husband come back home from work and find you in the same clothes, with the same curlers in your hair, with the same duster on, and the same slippers on your foot, you know. Because eventually, he don't want to come home to that, you know. Because he tell himself, she bathe for the whole day, right? She couldn't put on something nicer for the evening time, right?
To kind of impress me a little bit, make me feel nice.
God, boy, she get up in that and she go to evening time, she want the same thing.
And a lot of people...
Because that is what will go on in your mind. And eventually your subconscious mind will say, that don't turn you on, stay away from she. What happens? Things mash up.
And I'll tell you something too. Well, I hate to put it in this way, but some women too are so contented in a relationship after a period of time. They take it for granted, you know, when you start going out with someone and you're dating someone and you're going to meet them or you're going to visit their house, you know, they will impress you. They will put on this nice clothes and this, or if it's a guy, they put on this new shirt and things. But once you get rolling into that relationship...
Well, remember, I don't know if you were listening to the program last time. And I'll bring it up in this program. So we have a different audience. You come into work here. Let's say it have a sexy girl who is the security. And you decide to pelt a tackle. You're dressing like that. That's how you come to do your job. So you're dressing like that every time you come. How you going, darling? Everything okay? Like to see, you know, your hand here. Let me say, you know, you always walking with your dynamite and empowerment, and your hand she won. Say, ah, boy, she take it from you. She smile with you. She laugh with you. 2-3 days after, she said, I could bring something for you tomorrow. She said, like what? I said, maybe a chocolate or something. She said, yeah, man. You realize you get your foot in the door, but you dress like that. The minute she decides that she will go out with you, you go and change your dress, the way you dress. You're dressing to impress now, but you already have her.
Yeah.
And that's how men does get catch.
Yeah.
All of a sudden now you're leaving home and you're well dressed. You're looking for your best shirt. I wonder how this one go look for you. You take it on and you put it on. And you fix your pants and you polish your shoes. And your wife watching you and say, but he never polish his shoes to go to work. You start doing shoppiness, you know. Because why? No. To get the girl, you were ordinary. Now that you have her, you're changing your ways.
Yeah. And especially...
Because you want to further impress.
Yes, but apart from that, especially if you are in a relationship with someone for a long period of time, they know your do's and your don'ts.
They'll pick up all the subtle changes.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Any...
A woman will pick up all the subtle changes that you wouldn't believe.
No, I'm telling you, every little move.
Even a woman who don't pay attention to you. Even a woman who does not pay attention. No. And ladies, tell me if I'm wrong. How many women out there have gone to the beauty salon and done something to their hair and go home and the husband ain't even notice that. Every freaking woman who out there that married.
Yeah.
Because we are paying attention to that.
And the first thing they will tell you, yeah,
Can you tell me? Can you tell me
I
the
know
color
that
of the clothes that your wife wore today when she was leaving home?
No.
I'm sure if you ask your wife that, she will tell you exactly what you was wearing when you leave home, though. If she saw you when you was leaving home.
Oh, yeah.
I could guarantee you that. I could guarantee you that. Your wife knows what you had on. Your wife knows that just by a glance. And you could be studying your wife and watching she and what you had on? I don't know what you had on.
Yeah. No, it happens.
Because that's how men think, and that's how women think, and that's how men behave, and that's how women behave. We don't pay attention to these little things. So the minute you change your behavior as a married man now, you get through with the girl. Every day you're dressing like that, normal, coming to do your thing. You get through to go out for dinner. Say, boy, I look a little nice and I want to put on a little more perfume and thing. Your wife picking up on all that, you know.
Yeah, they wouldn't.
But you in your stupidity as a man, thinking that you're just doing something normal, you know? But you're doing nothing normal. You're doing abnormal things.
And they have a lot of men would do exactly what you explained there and feel, well, look, she ain't pick up nothing.
Let me tell you something. And try it out when you go home. Just tell your wife, say, honey, if I answer my phone, you will know. You could know if it's a male or talking to a female. And 99.9% of the time, the woman will tell you, yes, I know if it's a woman on the phone. You know why? Our brain is programmed from the time we hear a woman's voice to change. From the time you hear a woman's voice on the other end, it might not be a lover, you know. It might be a woman call you for something. And all of a sudden, yes, darling. Oh, yeah. If it's a man, yeah, what does he want?
Yeah.
If it's a woman, yes, can I help
If
you?
it's a man,
No, yes, can I help you? That's why marketing companies and whatnot put a woman to the forefront. Everything with advertising, you put a woman to the forefront. Because men behave differently when they see a woman. And every wife knows that when you answer your phone, if you have a woman on that phone, she will tell you it's a woman you're talking to.
Oh, yeah, she could. Oh, yeah.
Easy, because your voice change, your behavior change, your mannerism change.
Even in speech.
Your speech change.
In completely different. You'll be much
So you're fooling woman.
You'll be much softer.
Exactly.
Because-
You tone down.
Yeah, a woman can call you on the phone and they say, hey, bro. And you know, some guys will try to do that, eh? They don't want their spouse to know that it's a woman.
Hey, Roger, is you why? Is you why? Yeah, go see you later, man. No problem.
Yeah.
That time is the woman on the other side.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden your voice raised more than it should.
And if it's
And why is you shouting at Roger?
And if it's someone that you're having an outside an affair with, that person on the other side will know that your spouse is right there
there.
with you.
Yeah. They just tell you immediately.
Yeah.
So and so there.
They say, okay, well, I'll talk to you later.
Yeah. There is no. Women just pick up on those things.
It just goes to show the imagination. How women think, and they're good at it, right? They're really good at it.
No, because it is innate. It is part of their DNA. Dr. Raj, I'm listening to your program right now. Majority of women are like that. They don't really care about you. All they care about is your money and to meet every needs they have. That's why I'm still a single man at age 45. Dr. Raj, these women of today don't know anything about love. I disagree with you.
Yeah.
Totally disagree with you. I will not say the majority of the women out there only care about your money. I know, well, I can use myself as an example and my clique, my friends, and I'll say 90% or 99% of all of us who are married, and it is about 50 couples, we care about each other, and I don't see the woman being money grabbers and gold diggers.
Maybe he had a bad experience.
Correct. So I will never say the majority of women are like that. There are women who will sacrifice to make sure that their husband is successful. There are women who will sacrifice to to ensure that the family life is strong and the children are well taken care of and they're successful in their studies. Look, if you read the article today for the President Gold Medal winner, the mother said, I have to make sacrifice for my daughter to do well. I have to make sacrifice for my daughter to do well. I have to make sacrifice as a woman for my husband to do well. And there are many women already who will sacrifice their navel string for their husband to do well. So Sean, if that is your experience, I sympathize with you, but I will not agree with you that all women are like that. Not at all. Because from my background and where I come from, and the women that I have met throughout my lifetime, if 10% of the women are like that, that is real plenty. Real plenty. Because I have seen my grandmother sacrifice, I have seen my mother sacrifice, I have seen my wife do that, I have seen my sister-in-laws do that, I have seen it all around. Because you see, when you know the situation and what people are going through, and you see the sacrifice that the wife is making to make sure the husband is taken care of. Like my godmother, my godfather was known for having the best kurta, the neatest kurta, no matter where you go to do present. And he used to do puja 3 and 4 times for the day. But every time he goes home, his wife had a brand new, well, not brand new, she had a newly ironed kurta with the kanawa and everything ironed properly, so that when he goes back out, he's properly dressed. Tell me that is not sacrifice.
Oh, yeah.
So he was known for that. He was known for having the best dress and the whitest of white kurtas, no stain, nothing on it. The whitest of white kurtas and best dress. No matter where he goes, people still talk about that. And his son is the very same way. And they don't have time to see about those things. So it have to be the wife doing it. They have maids. The wife is doing it. So when somebody makes a statement like that, it's because they have had a bad experience. And I will never paint all women like that, because I have seen throughout my short life on this earth, 55 years, the sacrifice that women have made for the success of their husband and their family.
Anyway, folks, taking our time, it's now 11 o'clock in Trinidad and Tobago. Sexplosion on Power 2.1 FM, taking sex education to a whole new level.
I don't want to ignore Nisa, because she asked a second question here from the first one that she had asked. Dr. Raj, could someone be overexcited about sex, so much so until they can't relax to come? Yes. There are some women who are so excited about the sex and so much into it that they are unable to have an orgasm because they're not relaxed enough. An orgasm comes about from relaxation, not overexcitement. Overexcitement will bring irritability. Will bring that feeling of, don't touch me so, or that thing, it edging, or too sensitive. Because you're overexcited. When you're relaxed, you enjoy things more.
What do you? You float like a sting like a bee.
And she said he chose the wrong woman, and I agree with that. You choose the wrong woman and you're going to end up in that situation. You see, choosing the right person is not necessarily based on physical appearance. That's why it's good to know someone. That's why it's good to know the character of the individual. That's why it's good to know the family background. That's why it's good to know what are the values of that family. And when you know the family background and you know the values of the family, you will make a better choice. If you don't know that, you make a wrong choice. That's why when people say, and I'll go back to that very same thing, love does not conquer all. Anyone who makes that statement is unaware of all the intricacies of being in love. You cannot tell me that love conquers all. It does not. You're fooling yourself.
And a lot of people stand behind that line,
Yeah, love conquers all.
Love conquers all, yeah.
Love conquers our racial difference, our age difference, our cultural difference, our socioeconomic background difference, our educational. No. Love does not conquer those things. eventually some sort of resentment, some sort of animosity will develop. So love does not conquer all.
Anyway, folks, taking our time, it's now 2 minutes after 11 o'clock. You are listening to Sexplosion on Power 102 FM with sexologist Dr. Raj Ramnanan, the only one in the Caribbean of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center out at St. Augustine, where he do treats all sexual dysfunctions. Well, I'll tell you what we are going to do is take a break, and we'll be right back with you. Stay tuned.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas on Power 102 with our 12 Weeks of Christmas. We're bringing you lots of joy and holiday cheer with our fun features and opportunities to win fantastic prizes for you and the family. Merry Christmas! Listen out for our Trini Traditions, the Power Minute to Win, Trini Recipes, Power Parang Lime, Christmas Classics, and our Picture Perfect Christmas, to name a few. You'll be wrapped up in the warmth of this festive season with Power 102's 12 Weeks of Christmas. Access info about our giveaways and more on Power 102 and online at power102fm.com or any of our digital platforms. The 12 Weeks of Christmas is on Power 102, empowering you this Christmas. Breast cancer is the most common cancer in women worldwide, representing about 25% of all cancers in women and the 5th most common cause of death from cancer. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so we present Think Pink on Power 102. All month we invite you to tune in as we lay out the facts, risk factors, symptoms, prevention, treatment, and more.
Your girls were asking me.
Every weekday,
They're going well, they're going well. They're all going well.
This October,
They wonder when they come into Bossa Line.
With Oasis Pure Front Water and Tattoo Life on Power 102.
Last week I say I want to surprise Raj, but I'm sure when I go to see Raj, he could be surprised me. I ain't gonna see him in New
Yes,
York.
it's Power 102.1 FM's Beyond Karaoke
I ain't talk to
competition.
them and I ain't
Every
interact with
Thursday,
them a
think
little
you
while.
can sing better than the average
long
show.
while.
Let's go, let's go.
I like them too bad.
Share your talent.
fine with
Get
me.
up close and personal with
I'll make
Gail
up
Ann
it
and the
stuff,
ultimate
but
DJ
anyway.
Shane every Thursday from 9
I'm
p.m.
sure
to
everybody
11
alright.
p.m. at a
Oh, yeah,
popular
they're all okay.
karaoke location. Lots of fun and prizes to be won. Beyond Karaoke starts Thursday, November 8th at the Brush Bar and Lounge, Takariwa. Beyond Karaoke, right here on Power 102, empowering you.
Fabrica Expo is back with all new containers located at the White Tent opposite Medford Gas Station, Warners, from October 12th to 28th, just in time for Diwali. From ready-made garments to religious items, you name it, we have it. Fabrica Expo
Indian Style
The big
Expo at the
announcement?
Big Tent opposite Center of Excellence, Makoya.
until November
Hello?
11th.
For the latest variety
Yes?
of ready-made garments, handicraft, footwear,
Yes,
jewelry,
hello?
and many more. Indian restaurants and refreshments. Links and
Hello,
credit card
yes.
accepted.
All new container.
When it comes to India Expo, this is where you have to be. So make your way to Indian Style Expo at the Big Tent opposite Center of Excellence, Makoya until 11th November.
Power 102 and Boom Champions 94 thanks all who donated to our fellow nationals affected by the recent flooding. Because of your outstanding generosity, we are continuing to accept your donations at our warehouse at 88 Edward Street,
Right.
Port of Spain,
Yes, it
between
is.
8 a.m. and 5
Yes.
p.m. Monday to Friday. Items needed include non-perishable foodstuff, clothing, toiletries, cleaning materials,
If what?
diapers, and school books. We thank you for your generosity. Your
Where?
kindness and patriotism are greatly appreciated. This is TNT. Together we aspire, together we achieve.
Like
Want
what?
to get your products and services out to more customers?
Now that finished.
How about getting more people into your store? Does your brand
11.
need a boost in exposure? Then radio advertising on Power 102 is
Yeah.
the solution you've been looking for. With packages tailored to your needs and a team to create the ideal radio ad, the choice
No
is
problem,
clear.
but
Power
from
102,
8 in the morning to
empowering
11.
you. So call us today at 62-POWER. That's 627-6937 and ask to speak to a client advisor about your ideas and brand. We are Power 102, empowering you and your business today.
Well, she has her time that she works. She has to find out what
Sexplosion
time
is
she's
on
working.
Power 102 And now on new days and at new times,
call you off
the
the
country's
line,
most
I wouldn't have
informative
that
sex
information.
education program, Sexplosion, is on every Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m.
This
and
not this number,
Fridays from 9 p.m. to midnight
645
with Dr. Raj Ramnanan, the guru of sex in the Caribbean.
A lot of times we think that sex is totally below the waist. It is not below the waist. It starts in the brain. Your largest sex organ that you possess is your brain.
Tune in for discussion on all sexual matters. Sexplosion on Power 102, empowering you.
Well, I can tell you that when it comes to nighttime radio, when it comes to sex education, we are always one step ahead with a beautiful blend of education. Taking our time to 8 minutes after 11 o'clock, Sexplosion on Power 2.4 FM with the only sexologist, Dr. Raj Ramnanan, the only one in the Caribbean of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center at St. Augustine. All folks, our lines are open. He is taking any question you have dealing with sex. Feel free at 2228255, also at 6128255. If you are sending in text messages and WhatsApp messages, you can also do that on his private mobile 740-1961. Yeah.
Now, because of the close relationship with pagan festivals and whatnot, you know, I'm not one to celebrate Halloween, but at the boutique in Bamboo number 3,
Yeah.
we have a lot of Halloween costumes and the place is decorated for Halloween. So for those of you who want to get your costumes and whatnot for all your Halloween party this weekend and next week, you know, there are a lot of Halloween parties.
Oh, yes, there's a lot.
You can go there and get your costumes and you can take a look at the decorations.
Yeah, it's nice to go, you know. I mean, if you want to kind of impress people that...
You will find that at Total Image.
No,
I wouldn't have that by me.
No.
But at that store, because it's a different store and because we're doing something much different, and because there's a time between Halloween and things of a sexual nature also.
Yeah. Could you imagine someone going in to buy a nude costume to go to?
Why not?
I tell you, fun. Hello and welcome to Sexplosion. Good evening. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah,
Hello,
good evening.
Yes, good evening.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening. I am. Good night, gentlemen. I am a 65-year-old man. I need to get a proper erection. Do you have anything to give a 65-year-old man?
We have things to give anyone an erection, but it depends on why you're not getting an erection.
Excuse me?
I say we have things to give anyone an erection. There are treatment to give anyone an erection, but it depends on why you're not getting a proper erection.
Because I feel that I am of age, so I might not get a proper erection.
There is no age to not get an erection. That has never been written anywhere. It has never been proven.
Can you give me some kind of contact so I can come and check with you personally?
Okay, no problem. 645-4543.
645-4543.
Yeah, that's the number to call.
All right. I can call that number
Do
anytime
you
of day?
Beg your pardon?
Can I call that number any time of day?
You could call it up to about 10 minutes ago. They close now. So you'll have to call from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock any day to make an appointment.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
All right.
Well, thanks a lot for calling.
Pleasant good evening to Petra.
Hey.
So Sean says, Dr. Raj, I'm talking about within my age group, which is 35 to 45. How much of these women really will care about you and not want just to meet you, grab the money out of your hand and say, I go on, baby. I'm not talking about the old generation women. I'm talking about our women of today. New world, Dr. Raj, the age between 35 and 45, which is my age. They all about what they can get from you. I disagree with you.
No, I totally...
I disagree with you totally.
I totally disagree as well. No.
It doesn't matter what age. It does. You just meeting the wrong woman.
Yeah.
You're putting yourself, and you see, I'll tell you something. What you put into the universe, the energies that you put into the universe is what you receive. If you go into the universe putting all that energy that all women are money grabbers, that is what you are going to attract.
Yes, because you're
money grabbers.
You're programming yourself like that.
Correct.
So you cannot get better.
But again, if you're going to look for women, and I always tell people this, if you're looking to marry a woman who has your values in terms of religion, culture, ethnicity, whatever, race and religion, foremost, you'll go in a place where a woman like that wouldn't go? You'll go in a bar to find a woman like that? No. You'll go on the avenue to find a woman like that? No. You have to find yourself in a place where the women with those qualities will congregate. So a woman with those, and as a matter of fact, sometimes the qualities we are looking for in a woman, that's the woman who will not go outside to present herself. You have to find that person.
You might find that person if you attend a wedding. You know, people are mixing. And especially if they have family.
The faster way to find that person is if somebody recommend her to you.
But would it be safe to say a blind date or to that effect?
Not a blind date, because how could you make a date with somebody you don't know?
No, but
forget the blind date. If your nenen who live in down the Kwaito, know you're looking for someone, and she has a friend who has a daughter, who the daughter don't go out, she don't lime, she whatever, and that's the quality you're looking for in a woman. Now most men want an outgoing woman to have a good time, but not for a wife. A lot of women don't know that also.
Yes.
Or they don't realize it. You're good to line with, but you're not married material. I want you as a wife.
I ain't putting you in house.
No. You are good for house. You good for outside the house. So when I want to have a good time, I'm picking you up. Let me go online. If I want to put a woman in house, it ain't you at all.
You're too outgoing.
Not you're too outgoing. It doesn't fit the parameters of which I'm looking for.
No.
You're stepping outside of that all the time.
Well, for a fact, I know there's a couple of guys.
Sean, I think you're looking. You like the cowboy. Looking for love in all the wrong places.
All the wrong places. Yeah. And strange enough, Sean might put himself in a position where he's not looking for nobody at all. And that right person could come right along, When you say tell yourself,
I don't know why persons would say only people of long ago were like that. That's not true.
No.
And I gave the example last time. In our young days, I'm not that old, but in my younger days, my brother, my cousins, my friends, even Vishnu Balrup from Balrup Sound, all had off-road vehicles. Huge off-road vehicles. As a matter of fact, my brother had the highest, widest vehicle in this country at one time. It was so big, he had to park it in Trinity Mall. For years, it parked in front of Trinity Mall. Couldn't carry it home. Anyway, during times of crisis, flooding and whatnot in Sangre Grande and the environs, we used to go and rescue people and help them out and whatnot. So you'll say that old people do that. But look at what happened recently 1 week ago with the flooding. I see my nephews doing the very same thing that we used to do. So I have to send them a message and say, I'm happy to see you all doing these things, because that is what we would have done. Now, I'm not going in flood water again. Long time we used to do that stupidness. Long time we used to do that. As a matter of fact, we had a rescue group in Sangre Grande. Romano and all of we used to go and rescue people. But that era is gone for us. The younger ones are doing that. So when people paint that the young generation go on, and I don't subscribe to that at all. I think is the way you bring up your children, what you inculcate in your children will determine what they carry on in their life. I have a niece. My her got flooded out. I know what she was telling her father? Daddy, you'll take me to the grocery so I could buy some stuff to make packages for people. And he had to carry her. Tuesday, he had to carry her in a Rima to buy stuff, to make packages to give out, and they got flooded out.
It's the way you think.
It is the values you inculcate in your children.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure those nephew and nieces and friends, well, all my friends' children are my nephew and nieces also, They don't have to be blood. I am sure that none of them are gold diggers. They're not going to get married for money. They marry for value. And the proof is always there. You see who they are liming with, you see who their boyfriends are, who their girlfriends are, who have gotten married, who are getting married.
That's the right way anyhow.
No, but what I'm telling you, when somebody make a statement like that, I could counteract that with actual events where that is not happening. Good night, Dr. Raj. Can you give a woman a rush without her knowing it? No. Rush is not to drink. You have to sniff rush. It's a liquid that you sniff. Like an inhaler.
Oh.
And don't ever give somebody something that they're not aware of. Don't ever do that.
I'm sure you're thinking along that other common thing that people use is that Spanish fly thing now.
Rush is not to drink. Oh my gosh, you're still with that? Even some of the young women is not after money. Maybe the woman he's looking for is not even far away. That's true. Sometimes you're not looking in the right place to pinpoint who that woman is. Good night, Dr. Raj and Junior. Long time haven't heard from you all. Congrats, Dr. Raj, on your grand. Have a safe and enjoyable weekend, guys. Love you all. Big us up. AA, Aliyah, and her mom Savitri.
Hey, family man.
Nice program. Hi, Dr. Raj. Keep up the good work. This is for someone. Oh, she's in New York now. Are you in New York? Thought she was in South.
Yeah.
So, when you paint a broad brush like that about persons or situation, it is because of your experience and you placing yourself in the wrong place. You're not looking in the right place.
Sometimes,
like I had someone ask me, they're looking for a nice church-going girl. This is somebody who belongs to the Christian faith. Came to me, nice church-going girl who, have values. She just read her Bible and whatnot. I say, so you ever try to pick up a woman in church? No. Because that woman in church wouldn't talk to me.
But that is the rightest place.
So we're looking for a church-going girl. Where are you looking for? In a bazaar?
Yeah. He must,
So I have to sit down with him now and decipher the whole thing and show him a way of approaching it. Now, of course, you're not going to tackle a married woman in church. Now, I'm not saying married women in church, or some married women in church wouldn't do that, but you don't do that.
No, that's off the record.
You would look for someone who you think is single to approach and talk to and see if there's any chemistry and see if there's anything that could develop further.
And when you're thinking about the position of a person looking for someone that belongs to the church, it's an easy subject to bring up or no? You could always ask, did you read Psalm A, B, or whatever?
Very easy.
And, right there conversation.
Very easy.
Right there conversation kicks up.
Well, I love to see you in church. Every time you come, you're in a different outfit. Women love to hear about their clothes.
Oh, yeah.
Women love to hear about their clothes and their shoes. If you want to start a conversation with a woman, talk about her shoes.
Shoes, yeah. I would put shoes very high, very, very high on the chart.
Very high.
Shoes, yeah.
And anytime I see a woman compliment a man about his shoes, she have an interest in you.
Well, I never got that, but...
I got that plenty times.
Yeah, I never got that.
Until recently in a big place in Port Spain. The woman leave all about her, just come and tell me, I love your shoes. They have an interest in it.
Anyway, folks, taking return 21 minutes after 11 o'clock. You're listening to Sexplosion on Power 102.1 FM with Dr. Raj.
Carlos says, welcome to the club. He has 13 grandchildren. You know that? Big brother Carlos.
Carlos, who are you on the school, man?
Yes.
13?
That's what he said.
Wow.
1-3.
I am
Carlos,
not.
I 12 short.
I'm below 0.
You'll catch up with us, not soon, but
I'm below 0.
in the future.
I'm below 0. Yeah, I'm looking. I'm not ready to.
Stewie will take care of that for you.
Yes,
Stewie will take care of that for you. Don't worry.
Stewie will have this.
Have no fear.
He's close. He's close already. He's pretty close.
My boy Stuart, he will take care of that for you. Don't worry.
It's 30 point. A nice
So,
guy.
when you can use that as a conversation piece, with the compliment of her shoe or how well she dresses, you know what's going to happen.
I know you have a lot of experience when it comes to women.
I have a lot of experience when it comes to women.
Yeah, because of being a sexologist. In your opinion, when a woman takes a first look at a man, what she looks for?
She scans everything that she wants to like, or that will interest her.
But there's anything special that, you know?
It depends on the woman.
I like it.
There's some women who like beard. There's some women like bald head. As a matter of fact, one woman terrorizing me becoming a bald head. Literally terrorizing me, sending all kind of things for me and telling me that she want to meet me and whatnot. I tell her I don't know you. Telling me she living close to me, I must come and watch a movie with her.
No,
and I'm like, okay, I don't know you.
Yeah, but just the main idea, when you analyze it, ball, she likes ball.
Well, she even made that. I said, I don't want to have sex with you.
But have you ever laid eyes on the person? Or
well, she's a pretty woman.
Like?
She's a sexy woman.
She's a pretty woman.
Yeah. Very attractive woman. Young lady, I should say. But I have no interest in her.
Because, not meaning anything, you are not seeing what you look
I have no interest in her.
So she's a nil-nil. Nah.
The other night, the night of the flood, come over, let me watch a movie together. I'm like, what?
Which means she didn't get flooded down.
No, where we live, we do get. I don't know which house she lives in.
But that's good.
Mark, yes. I'm now a grandfather, so it went. Dr. Raj, question, what is your percentage of women in today's world that will marry for only values and not money? And by the way, it have money grabbers in church too. Sean, you're missing the point here. Sean, you're totally missing the point. You don't understand what I'm saying, and I'm sorry to tell you that. Because I didn't say that you'll find a perfect woman in church. I'm saying if you're looking for a church-going woman, you have to look in the church.
Yeah, right.
If you're looking for a bandit woman, you're going to look for she in jail. That is all. If you want a bandit as a woman, you look for she in jail.
It all depends on what
if you want a police woman, well, you're going to look for a Coast Guard woman. Come on, Sean, use your common sense now. Sean, something wrong with you.
He's experiencing.
No, something wrong with him. I was just using an example of if a person is looking for a church woman, he must go to the church to find her.
Yeah.
I never say the perfect woman is in the church. Did you hear me say that?
Of course not.
Anybody hear me saying that?
No, of course not.
So, Sean,
Sean in a bit of limbo.
No, I think he need to tighten some of the screws. And somebody said Junior jealous, boy. About the grandson thing.
No. No, I'm not ready. I'm not ready. I'm not ready.
Woo!
Next thing you know,
Mark, I hope everything was okay with you. I know you're from Sangre. Well, you're from Sunny Chicket, but I don't think water reach up Sunny Chicket. So I hope everything was okay with you, brother. So this is the difficulty in trying to explain things to people. Very loose. I'm not pinpointing any individual or groups of individuals that is in a particular way. I use examples. Okay, let me use race. If you are looking for a Chinese woman, you'll go to Africa, you'll go to China. I hope that makes it as clear as possible for you, Sean.
You know,
I am not saying that you will find honest women in China. I never said anything about honesty. I said if you're looking for a Chinese woman, Well, of course you could find them in Trinidad. But if you're looking for a pure Chinese woman, you go to China. Sean, I hope you understand that.
You know what Sean will tell you?
What?
Let me tell you what Sean will
Let me tell you what Sean will tell me.
You're telling him if he's looking for a Chinese woman, you go to Africa. You know what Sean will say? Sean will say, I'll go to the consulate. That is the level of thinking. I'll go to Africa, but I'll go to the Chinese consulate. I can visualize Sean thinking.
Because he's missing the point.
He's missing
but
the
people
point.
must not miss that point.
No, he's missing the point.
That you need, his whole thing is that he's looking for the perfect woman.
Mm-hmm. There's no
And his perfection, maybe it cannot be met for whatever reason. I don't know.
No. But judging from the little bits and ends that he'd been sending in for the last couple of, well, there's a little problem there.
I know what you want to say. Don't say, take the break.
Anyway, folks, taking good time, 28
Take the break.
After, 28 minutes after 11 o'clock. You're listening to Sexplosion on Power 2.1 FM, the guru of sex education, Dr. Raj Ramnanan of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center that's in Augusta. We would be right back. Stay tuned.
Before you go, Angie, thank you very much. Angie said, absolutely love that sweater.
Yeah. And if you only know you're not sweating in it.
Inside here so cold. Here is the hat to cover my head. I feel to put on my hat.
We would be right back. Stay tuned.
I know that what you wanted to say.
No, the brother sick. The brother have a serious problem.
Vinny, how are you?
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas on Power 102 with our 12 Weeks of Christmas. We're bringing you lots of joy and holiday cheer with our fun features and opportunities to win fantastic prizes for you and the family. Merry Christmas! Listen out for our Trini Traditions, the Power Minute to Win, Trini Recipes, Power Parang Lime, Christmas Classics, and our Picture Perfect Christmas, to name a few. You'll be wrapped up in the warmth of this festive season with Power 102's 12 Weeks of Christmas. Access info about our giveaways and more on Power 102 and online at power102fm.com or any of our digital platforms. The 12 Weeks of Christmas is on Power 102, empowering you this Christmas. Power 102 and Boom Champions 94 thanks all who donated to our fellow nationals affected by the recent flooding. Because of your outstanding generosity, we are continuing to accept your donations at our warehouse at 88 Edward Street, Port of Spain, between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Items needed include non-perishable foodstuff, clothing, toiletries, cleaning materials.
Mark, I was in Randy almost every day helping
Thank you for your generosity. Your kindness and patriotism are greatly appreciated. This is TNT. Together we aspire, together we achieve.
Fabrica Expo is back with all new containers located at the White Tent opposite Medford Gas Station, Warners, from October 12th to 28th, just in time for Diwali. From ready-made garments to religious items, you name it, we have it. Fabrica Expo.
Indian Style Expo at the Big Tent opposite Center of Excellence, Makoya.
Until November 11th.
For the latest variety of ready-made garments, handicraft, footwear, jewelry, and many more. Indian restaurants and refreshments. Links and credit card accepted.
All new container.
When it comes to India Expo, this is where you have to be. So make your way to Indian Style Expo at the Big Tent opposite Center of Excellence, Makoya until 11th November.
Breast cancer is the most common cancer in women worldwide, representing about 25% of all cancers in women and the 5th most common cause of death from cancer. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so we present Think Pink on Power 102.
You know when I made that
all month we invite you to tune in
about
as
the
we lay out
security,
the
remember
facts,
who I was
risk
thinking
factors,
about?
symptoms, prevention, treatment, and more, with features 4 times daily every weekday, interviews and discussions
I just wonder.
aimed at educating
I always
you
wonder
about
that.
the disease.
I got
This
stuck with
October,
that, right?
we
I know,
Think
hello?
Pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month with Oasis Purified Water and Tattoo Life on Power 102, empowering you.
645
Can you carry that
9829.
Yes, it's Power 102.1 FM's Beyond Karaoke Competition.
9829.
Every Thursday. Think you can sing better than the average Joe? Let's go.
9829.
Share your talent. Get up close and personal with
9829. Turn on the volume in the background so you can hear
every
me.
Thursday from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. at a popular karaoke location.
9829. It don't sound like 3 at all.
Beyond Karaoke starts Thursday, November 8th at the Brush
29.
Lounge.
Yeah.
Beyond Karaoke. Right
Thank
here
you.
on Power 102. Empowering you.
I know we eat the song like
Is
3.
on Power 102. And now on
Not
new
to be
days
little
and at
wrong.
new times, the country's most informative sex education program,
I say 98,
Sexplosion, is
93.
on every Thursday from 7 to 9 p.m. and Fridays from 9 p.m. to midnight with Dr.
That's
Raj
impossible for
Ramnanan,
8 to sound
the
as
guru
3.
of sex in the Caribbean.
A lot of times we think that sex is totally below the waist. It is not below the waist. It starts in the brain. The largest sex organ that you possess is your brain.
Tune in for discussion on all
they're
sexual
running on this
matters.
Christmas thing, boy.
Sexplosion on Power 102, empowering you.
I got so tired of the
This 12 weeks at Christmas, I think I was running down Christmas. I don't believe in iron.
No, but what about the other?
I find it's get stale.
Yeah, I find so, but what about the other station who have it 100 days before Christmas?
Did I say we? I said all you, everybody.
Yeah. What I don't understand is why it is not meaning is not the same new Christmas music is coming out every year. You're playing basically the same thing. I want a piece of pork, Alexander, and this has been going on for years. That's why your brother different. But don't tell me.
There's something real wrong with Sean, boy. You see, women who complimenting you running out money.
Well, taking over time 27 minutes before 12 o'clock, you are on the inside of Sexplosion on Power 102.1 FM with the guru of sex education, Dr. Raj Ramnanan of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center at St. Augustine, where he do treats all sexual dysfunctions in both male and female. Now, for those of you who would love to interact with him, you've got exactly 26 minutes to do so live on air. Feel free at 222-8255, also at 612-8255. If you are sending in a text message or WhatsApp message, you can also do that on his private mobile 740-1961. Yeah.
Pleasant good evening to my cousin Anne. How are you, darling?
Oh.
I'm going to read this last thing from Sean. Dr. Raj, there are women who will compliment you about your shoes or how you look. Some of them is also money grabbers, so it is good to be alert and your eyes open as well. I am not into too much women complimenting me because some of them, or most of the time, don't really mean it, but I do get them. How could a compliment be money grabbing? If somebody compliments you, you take the compliment and you go on your way. I just compliment people all the time,
Yes,
and I mean nothing other than the compliment.
Yes, you take it and run with it.
Doctor, what type of exercise is best for building testosterone level? There is no exercise for building testosterone level. You maintain good levels of testosterone only if you have good levels of testosterone with sleep, exercise, and proper diet.
Yes.
You don't exercise to build testosterone.
No.
You maintain testosterone. As a matter of fact, you use up testosterone when you exercise.
Anyway, folks, taking our time 25 minutes before 12 o'clock. For those of you who are listening to Sexplosion for the very first time, I might as well let you know that Sexplosion is a feature here on Power 102.1 FM 2 nights a week on a Thursday from 7 until 9 o'clock, and that's with my brother, Mike Daddy, and on a Friday from 9 until 12, and family here sits down with Dr. Raj.
If you're building a relationship with someone, as you go along into the relationship, you'll see certain traits of the individual, you know. And if those traits are overpowering, for example, they like money plenty, there are ways that you could control that, you know. It will be a fight, but you can control it.
Yeah, but I have a different outlook about that. If I'm looking at it from that angle, the relationship can't go on.
Well, right. That's another way.
Duck
Are you pancho on a way?
Duck one time.
Yeah.
Get out.
What if let's cause breakup in relationship?
Yeah, because if
incompatibility.
Yeah, because if the relationship starts off like that, you know for a fact.
No, it just start off like that. As you going along in the relationship, you realize things about the person. You could have a chat with that person, or you could force the issue to get the person to change. If you can't get them to change, you go your way.
Because by you putting it in that way, sometimes that person who is getting into that particular relationship with you is feeling you out. That's exactly.
Some people are very materialistic, meaning that everything is about material things. The size of your house, the car, this, that, material things. But they're not concerned about the content of their mind, their brain. They don't see the importance of that. They don't see the importance of good manners. They don't see the importance of how you behave with your partner. They only care about the material things.
How you carry yourself.
They're not going to get far.
No, definitely not. Anyway, folks, taking return 22 minutes before 12 o'clock, the magic of sex education exclusively on Power 2.1 FM. Dr. Raj Ramnanan of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center. You're listening to a program that's informative, it's educational, and of course entertaining, exclusively on Power 102 FM. 222-8255, also at 612-8255. Yeah.
So once again, for those of you who are interested in your Halloween stuff, go to Dr. Raj Adult Boutique.
I could just
in Bamboo number 3. They have a variety of items you can get there. You could even get your sexy lingerie, so that you can put that on for your spouse, your boyfriend, to entice him or
but I could imagine
spice up your sex life.
I could imagine the kind of things that they have there. To
nice
celebrate
costumes, some
Halloween.
nice
I could
costumes.
imagine the costumes.
And you know, for those who like to role play, costumes are always nice, eh? Because one day you can put on a nice costume and wait for your husband and...
Yeah, and as a matter of fact, you can put on a costume and, I mean, nobody could really...
I like the French-made costume. French-made.
Yeah, French-made, yeah.
You know, the short skirt, the stocking, the duster in the hand, a little piece of white thing on the head.
I saw a couple.
You don't like that?
Yeah.
I told my wife I want a French-made. But I only want she to dust high up.
Yeah, well, of course.
She have to be on the tiptoes all the time.
Yeah. I can just...
In her heels, you know, still tiptoeing.
In her heels? Well, yeah. I can just...
And she mustn't wear any underwear.
No, like this is
just
what
the skirt.
This is what I was about to say. I can just visualize something like that taking place.
Well, that's what I want. So hopefully I'll get it for my birthday, for Christmas.
You're not taking that to a party. You're taking that home.
Did I say to a party?
No, we were speaking in terms
I'm
of...
talking about home.
We were speaking in terms
You know, I like to go home. So I like to go home more.
We were speaking in terms of Halloween parties.
Oh, you mean in terms of that?
Yeah.
No.
With the costumes and stuff.
Good night, Dr. Raj. Can you give a woman a rush? Oh, that. Dr. Raj, at what age does a woman's vagina starts to get... What? Don't know what you're saying.
Someone is giving you one of those trick questions?
I don't know what it's in. I was told weight training increases testosterone in the body. Is this true? Without testosterone, you cannot be successful at weight training. That is true. Weight training does not increase testosterone. It uses testosterone.
Oh.
It helps to maintain testosterone.
But they don't.
Because if weight training is to increase testosterone, why do all these bodybuilders take testosterone steroid injection? So no, it does not. People fooling your head with crap. Why did they take testosterone tablets and injection? I ended a relationship because the guy was a money grabber. I had to give him money all the time. Ooh.
Yeah. Well, you can always tell, you know, in relationships like that, you can always tell you can always tell after a couple of weeks or a couple of months into the relationship, or where their heads are.
Of course.
When someone meets you for the first time, well,
and they are buying a penny.
They're
spending a penny on you.
And they're not even
get rid of that man one time. Any woman who goes out with a guy and have to foot the bill for the guy.
And I'll tell you something,
if you want to go half and half,
well, this is what
at the beginning is okay. That is acceptable.
I still,
But if you, no, I wouldn't accept that.
I can't do
No, I will not accept that. My upbringing teaches me that is not the right thing.
our upbringing, because we're from the same era.
There you go again, Junior.
Our upbringing.
Junior, I was not here when it had mammoths.
Our
You told me you rode on a mammoth already.
Our upbringing.
Yeah, but
was
you
different.
rode on a mammoth. A saber-tooth tigers was your friend. I don't even know when those things existed.
You know, you mentioned something there. I cannot picture myself going on a date or taking out someone for dinner, and when the bill comes, I just can't visualize that character in myself. You pay half and I
can't do that. I've never done that, and I will never do that.
Yeah, no, I mean, you have to have.
I so funny about paying bills. It's unbelievable.
No, but I'll tell you something. You have to have a lot of belly to do something like that, especially if you're taking out the person on a first date, because that is the time you're trying to impress.
You know my friends who I hang out with every Wednesday. We will go and eat lunch. I know we'll tell you, waitress, put the bill by the ugliest man on the table. He have to pay the bill. They just come. And they go sit down, they watch. This is the four of us, they go say, see the measure in it. And I sit smack in the middle of the four.
Right.
And we say, no, white is pointing, he more than, oh, he's the ugliest.
But
we fight to pay bill.
Yeah, but you know what I don't like as well? You know, you go to one of these places and you sit down and you have, I don't want to call the names of the places, but the popular sports bar. That's the best way to put it. And you go with a party of 4 or 5, and when the bill comes, everybody have to. I don't like that. Everybody have to put their portion, and you see this one take another card, this one take another card.
No, that I can understand if you have a large group of people, and that is understood before. But like in America, each one is get a check. They just ask you, do you want separate checks?
Right, yeah.
Or do you want one bill and you divide it?
Yeah, they do.
In America, they do that. In Trinidad, I don't think they'll bring separate check for anybody.
No, it's one.
Yeah, they always one thing, so you have to. I could understand that in a large group. But again, with the kind of friends that I have, we fight to pay the bill. One will grab it from the other.
Yeah.
Like that. It is not, or we have a standard thing. And last night I was talking about some. Now, when I was talking about my friend who got the ticket and we laugh at him and make sure he paid the full ticket, he didn't have to pay for lunch or anything for a whole month, you know. He had no expense for a month, but we make sure he paid the ticket. We will not help him to pay that ticket.
No.
But we made sure for an entire month when we go anywhere and order lunch and whatnot, he will not touch the bill.
That's good. Yeah. Yes.
But we made sure we did not touch the bill to pay the bill, the ticket that he get.
You made sure that
because what we're saying is that you're responsible for the vehicle.
So you use your money.
It was kicks for me.
But of course.
It was kicks. But in order for him not to suffer the consequences of paying that ticket of $1,000, he did not have to spend a cent for 1 month. But of course, we tell the wives that. We still make them feel that we're doing my wickedness.
Anyway, folks, taking your time, it's now 14 minutes before 12 o'clock. You are listening to Sexplosion on Power 102.1 FM with Dr. Raj of Total Image and the Delta Therapy Center. Feel free, you still got a couple of minutes in which you can interact with him via the telephone at 222-8255 or 612-8255. Yeah.
Dr. Raj, at what age does a woman's vagina start to have GPEYS? I don't know what GPEYS is, eh? For me, it is a turn on. So that's what I said. I didn't know what that was. Now he says, Raj, I was speaking about her pubic hair on the vagina being gray like salt and pepper. I don't know.
Well,
I had gray hair when I was in my 40s.
Yeah, but a lot of people have different tastes.
No, people get gray hair at different age.
Yeah. I know 7 and 8 year olds have gray
Yes. So there's no age for that. It's come like, you tell me what age does a woman see a period? There are girls who are seeing their period at 7 and 8 years of age.
Yeah.
There are girls who are seeing their period whose first period is at 10. So what kind of question is that? I'm afraid to give you a name, you know. I'm not answering nothing from you again. Because I keep saying Send your name.
Yeah, if you don't send your name.
Yeah. So every woman will have gray hair at a different age.
Yeah.
And there are women, once they start to get gray hair down there, they're shaving it clean. Because they don't want to see that.
No, especially if it's, I mean, if it's a young, if it's...
They don't want to see it.
Yeah. Even the older granny.
Well, some men like it, some men don't, some men like...
It all depends on your taste.
Everyone has different
Everyone,
tastes when it
yeah.
comes to things of a
Yeah.
sexual nature. There are things, there are some men who are turned on by the ankle of a woman, there are some men who are turned on by the toes.
Yeah.
There are some men who are turned on by the hairline, and there are some men who are turned on by the shape of their hand.
Yeah.
Different thing turns on different people.
Everybody's different.
Right.
And everybody have a way of looking at things, how they want to see it. So,
It is what works for them, and you can't blame them for that.
no, you
Their
can't.
fetish or their liking is their liking.
Yeah.
And you cannot be...
You can't change that.
I know, but you cannot say, my liking is more important than your liking. Because whatever you like in the woman is what will determine how you react to the woman.
Right, yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. At the very beginning, when we were discussing that, I said that men, if you choose a wife, or you choose a woman to be your wife, who is 115 pounds, 5 feet 4 inches tall, have a 32B breast, a nice ass, and that's your idea of an ideal woman for you. And suddenly, or over time, she has transformed. Well, of course, she's not going to grow anymore in terms of height, but now she's 165 pounds. Her breast is at 34D, right? Her buttocks can't even going into the pants. That may not turn you on
No.
because of the physical changes.
Yeah. Because you're looking at when you first started.
You're looking at what will turn you on.
Yeah. Anyway, folks, taking the time 10 minutes before 12 o'clock, Sexplosion on this Friday evening with Dr. Raj Ramnanan of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center at St. Augustine, where he do treats all sexual dysfunctions in both male and female. If you want to interact with him via telephone, you've got 10 minutes still inside Sexplosion this Friday evening. 222-8255, also at 612-8255. Yeah.
We have 10 minutes. We can wind down.
Yeah.
Well, of course, I have to remind those who are interested in the investment.
Yes.
It's still on. We are going into phase 2. For those who are interested, just simply get in touch with me and I'll tell you of what it is all about. I have the proposal. For those who want to see what the investment will look like and what we're doing, go and visit Dr. Raj's Adult Boutique. Watch the branding, see what the store is all about, and that's the model for all the other stores.
Right, yeah. And I'm still waiting.
And if you watch the model of that store, it's different from Total Image, totally different.
No, it's two different
entities.
Yeah, two different things altogether.
So the 10 stores that we are going to do, that I am going to do, I shouldn't say, well, we meaning me and the investors, the
right.
shareholders.
Yeah.
That is the model. That first store at after Grand Bazaar there, in Bamboo number 3. The address is 31 Boulevard, Bamboo number 3.
But what are they, and I forgot to mention this as well, what are their opening hours there at the store?
Monday to Thursday from 10:30 to 5:30. Friday and Saturday from 11 to 7.
11 to 7.
We don't open on a Sunday as yet.
Okay. Well, that's great to know anyhow.
Richard, I'm happy to know that you went to the football match in support of the flood victim. And how was it? What was the score? Just for fun. The score doesn't matter, but for fun.
Yeah, but it was the first time that I've heard that, and it was that a football game, you didn't have to pay money if you wanted to contribute funds.
Just carry something for, not funds.
No,
something.
6.
But I'll tell people, stop carrying waters for these.
Oh gosh.
Stop carrying bottled water in plastic bottles and things for these flood victims, because Plastic is what caused the flooding in the first place in some areas. And secondly, the people have enough water. Carry something else.
Yeah, and I'll tell you something, and since you're on that, I have seen some videos of some of the garbage that we here in Trinidad and Tobago throw in the river. It is unbelievable, I know. Another thing I can't understand, and I saw a video, and maybe you could shed some light on this to me. Why would garbage trucks empty garbage in a river or in the sea? Why?
Easy. Easy. They're looking to make a fast buck. They want to dump it somewhere that they feel they could dump it and go back and pick up another load.
Yeah, but
they're lazy and nasty and they're destroying the environment. It's just like all the coconut vendors who just go and dump this stuff on the side of the road in all these back roads. They're nasty. And that's why when people film them and put them on social media and whatnot, I have no sympathy for them because they're damn nasty.
I saw one recently with a truck with tires.
Yeah, throwing it on the side of the road.
At the side of the road.
Well, right. And when I think every vehicle have a number, and when somebody posts something up like that, the police should immediately take the number. They could call up licensing office, get the owner, go to the owner, find the place, and say pick up all. Don't charge them. Pick up all. And if you do it a second time, we'll impound your vehicle. That's all.
Yeah, it was so
all you need to do is send a squad car to the address of the individual because all vehicles have a license plate.
Yeah.
So if you see my vehicle doing that, send somebody by me and say, Mr. Ramnanan or Dr. Ramnanan, go and pick up the garbage you dumped there.
Yeah.
And make sure you pick it up with hand. Embarrass the person. And say, if we catch you doing this a second time, we'll impound your vehicle.
Yes, because...
simple.
You know, we do complain a lot. But when you're thinking in terms...
And police could impound your vehicle for breaking the law.
Oh.
They could do it. Police have plenty powers.
Yeah, because when you're thinking in terms of, you know, you're seeing these people dumping garbage in a river and, you know, eventually the river will run into the sea. How... Why would you... And here, I'll tell you something, eh?
There is a place in Sangre Grande, well, not Sangre Grande, Manzanilla, North Manzanilla, that recycles plastic. Right? They recycles plastic and they make it into wood, beams, like 2x4 and whatnot. But of course it's not wood, plastic wood. They call it plastic wood. Gather your plastic and drop it off, or have somebody pick it up.
But you prefer to take it and dump it in the river whale or the sea, as the case may be.
Well, I know this flooding wasn't because of that.
No.
But generally the flooding is because of that. But what I'm saying, I don't like saying what I've done, but I had to tell Mark that I've been in Sangre Grande almost every evening, helping clean up and whatnot. I have seen family and friends who have lost everything. My roots are in Sangre Grande, so I wouldn't go to, although my roots are in Sangre Grande and Bucal, but I choose to go Sangre Grande because that's where my navel string is buried, and I think I will do more in Sangre Grande. But what I did and I like the fact that people have done things without any accolades. They don't want anyone to know. They just go and do whatever.
Yes.
And I see a lot of people doing that.
Silent people, yeah.
And one thing I must say, I am proud to be a Trinidadian for that fact, to see the way we have turned out to help each other.
Yeah.
And that is something that is very admirable. Very, very, very admirable. It has brought out the best in us. It has shown, you know, some people say, well, that's old people way. We did it the old people way.
Oh, yeah. And the old people way is always the right way.
So, folks, we have reached the end of our program. With that, I have an order to do something. I guess I'll have to do it. I don't follow
That's
orders.
what I like about you, you know.
I don't follow orders very well, you know. You know that.
Always, this is what I like about you. Eh? You always have something special, some order. You should have been, you know what you should have done for this Christian holiday? Make pastels. You always have orders.
I always have orders.
You always have orders, but this is good.
Wait. I only want to get home, relax, watch a little TV, and go and sleep.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what will happen to you. And I don't have a crystal ball. You will get a message going home. And then when you reach at home, Maybe
I have to send a message.
You might have a small bite, and then...
No, I don't eat that, Lee.
You don't eat that? Okay.
No.
Well, I'll bypass that. You'll go straight to watch the video that you were sent. I don't know what happening after.
Good night, Junior. Good night, folks. We'll be back.
Folks, you have been listening to Sexplosion on Power 102.1 FM, the guru of sex education, Dr. Raj Ramnanan of Total Image and the Adult Therapy Center out of St. Augustine, where he treats all sexual dysfunctions. Well, here's where I make my exit as well. And for those of you traveling on the roadways, folks, please remember, driving is a